G'day footy fans and welcome to Webb Oval for the second semi-final of the Adelaide Footy League Division 1 season. At season start, every team dreams of playing on the final Saturday. Well, today, one of these two sides will be the first to book a grand final berth. Of course, supporting us all the way through to the final Saturday are great live stream sponsors. The Banner Crew, Buddy Bet 9 News, Sportal, Roll the Dice Racing, Archie's Footwear, Programs to Fit, Farmers Leap Winery, Dartfish, Sports Interactive and the Moseley Bar and Kitchen. Coming up, it's the Glenunga Rams, the minor premiers looking for their 10th consecutive win, hosting Prince Alfred Old Collegians, a team seeking their third straight championship game. Who'll be the first to ensure they're playing for a premiership? Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League. It's cool and overcast, but the footy's going to be hot today. Second semi-final coming up here at Webb Oval. My name's Phil Hurd, joined by Adam Jeffries and Tommy Javor. TJ, this is the match we've been waiting for all season.
To move forward, sometimes we've got to look back, Phil. Let me take you back to the 90s. CNC Music Factory. Things that make you go, Thanks, Phil. Two stats that are crucially important. Glenunga, undefeated at home at Webb Oval. Go back to last year, round 18, they beat PAC. That's 10-0 at home. But their finals record over the last 2 years is 1-3. Who was the last team that beat them in a final at home? It was last year, PAC. I'm done.
Thanks for that, TJ. Adam, let's just stick on Glenunga for a sec. TJ's outlined their record, but they've had the week off. How would you as a coach manage the irregularity of not playing week by week?
Yeah, Tommy's caught me off guard a little bit there. Glenunga, I reckon the first 10 minutes is crucial for them. Prince Alfred played very well last week. You see teams fumble as much as you trained last week. You're always going to be a little bit off. So look for a fast start for Prince Alfred today and Glenunga to peg them back. And
Princes, rarely would they be going into a game as underdog. They would today. How are they going to approach it?
Yeah, just like Adam said, the first 10 minutes is crucial. They are going to come out all guns blazing. They've got a plan for Abe Davis, and I can't see what it is. My spotty says it's a tingling. It might be Bradley. It could be Pitt.
Okay. And, of course, every week, gamble responsibly, folks, because we do have our buddy bet. Adam, what have you come up with for this week?
I do like doing a goal scorer, unders and overs. I'm always curious to see how the goal scorers fire up in finals. It's so crucial. PAC with a little bit of a restructured forward line today, so a lot more footy going through Tyson Brazel, who's a big game player. I reckon he can kick 3 or more, Tommy. What do you reckon?
I reckon I'm feeling sorry for you. You already owe me a bottle of Random Shot. Is it Random Shot? Yeah. Oh, what a good wine that is. I'll take the under 3s for Mr. Brazel. Gamble responsibly. Bet with mates.
Alrighty, that's our buddy bet for the day. Going to be a very entertaining afternoon. The winner straight off to the grand final. Well, you've heard our thoughts. Let's hear what Tommy Javor heard from the coaches earlier on.
TJ here, and now I'm joined by the home coach, and for obviously a very excited man. Thanks for joining us, Nathan Grimer.
Great to be here, Tom. Looks like a good day. Having our reserves play beforehand is unreal for the club. To have a home final, it's just a really great reward for effort from everyone involved.
Good crowd building up already. I had to park about 500 metres away. How has the preparation been for the boys with the week off and whatnot?
Yeah, we've had a great prep. We had a couple of guys pull out sick in our last game of the year, which was Sam Wunke, Alex Harron. We're able to get both those back. Had a good session last Saturday. It's always a fine balance if you've got a week off because you want to get the workload in but be mindful of injuries. But yeah, we've prepped really well. Selection was a bit difficult, which it always is, but we feel we've got our best team in for the year.
What were the changes? Because you bring one more in for the finals. So what were the changes to the round 18 team where you beat Shock?
Yeah, so effectively we just worked off that team. We had to bring in Alex Harron, obviously our captain, one of our best mids, Sam Wunke, arguably the best key back in the comp. We had to then take one out, which unfortunately was Fletcher Wisman, who'd played every game this year. Thankfully, he's having a really good game out here today. He's a great kid, and you know, he'll be an opportunity to come back in should we progress.
Fantastic, mate. I don't think you give away too many secrets, but PAC won't be watching this. What are the keys to success today?
Obviously, you've got to try and take away what opposition wants to do as part of your planning. Outside run, overlap handball. I had 150 handballs last week. A lot of talent, highly skilled. But also you want to focus on what we do well, which is contested ball, ground ball, time in forward half, you know, playing territory, everything everyone knows. It's just making sure we don't, you know, now it's the final, we worry too much about the opposition. But absolutely, they've got some quality, Curran, Jolly, Trengove, you know, Pitt, Bradley. Yeah, that list goes on. We've got to be mindful of.
Yeah, now, mate, obviously I was a coach here last year and I started to go grey. I think we've got filters on the camera so I don't look grey, but it's happening to you. I don't want to be rude, but you're just starting to get the grey. Just a little bit of salt and pepper. Any pressure on trying to get Glenunga in their first Div 1 Grand Final in 45 years? Yeah,
I'm pretty much turning into a Lamington because all the stress, as you know, dealing with players, major life issues like, you know, girlfriends dumping them and all those sort of things that happen at 18. But no, from my point of view, you know, every time you lose, it's an opportunity to get better. You know, yeah, everyone knows we lost the grand final and went out in straight sets, but you just learn from it and hopefully you come back a better version. And that's our theme, is just to be a better version than we were a year ago. And, you know, I'm sure we'll hold ourselves in great stead.
Mate, thank you so much. All year you've been a great support to our broadcast, Between the Posts and all the other TV initiatives. Best of luck today to you and the Rams.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Cheers. Tommy Javor here with our Match of the Round Stream Team game. I'm joined by Adam Sylvie, the coach, or one of the coaches of PAC. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Tommy. It's good to be here.
Fantastic to have you here. A second semi through the grand final if you win. How has the PAC preparation been?
Look, it's been really good. Only one sort of injury and one unavailable player this week off our list, so that's good. We Park 9's a big deck, so we actually mapped Glenunga's oval out on our oval. So we trained on Tuesday and Thursday night in the confines of the cones that we mapped out to the oval, because we do battle on the smaller ovals a little bit, you could say. We prefer width and length and things like that. So we've sort of prepared for what we're up against today.
Call it a postage stamp, that's all right, mate. I'm aware of it, but tell us, I know there's been a forced change. Tell us about the changes.
Look, unfortunately this week the selection committee had to make a tough choice. Our ruckman Geordie Neal became unavailable, so our only other ruckman that we felt we could take in was Kobe Tozer, who requires one extra point that we didn't have available. So unfortunately for Jaden has taken it on the chin, and he will play, or he's playing currently right now in the reserves.
Okay, for those of you playing along at home, that of course is Jaden Davis, who was this week crowned Division 1 leading goal kicking medalist. So, but that's finals footy. It is tough, mate. Look, you've mapped out. Let's be honest. It's a postage stamp. You've mapped out the postage stamp at Glenunga. So, but what are the keys to success today?
Contest. And that's it for us. A couple of weeks ago we were here, and certainly first half we were showing up in the contest, and we gave them a bit of a rev at half time and let them know that we felt that one-on-one and ground balls below our knees, all these little things that we're usually really good at, we were failing in, and they were absolutely prepped for the contest and for our physical battle, and we just weren't up to it. So we've addressed that over the last couple of weeks, because we knew that we were hoping that this opportunity would arise again, and we're here today, and we've just addressed our players and spoken about how important it is to be clean and be neat, and just do all the basic things and work for each other and things like that. So we're primed for the game, and we're ready for whatever they bring forward, and we hope that we do the same.
Fantastic. Question without notice. I should never do this, but Abe Davis is one that Jaden Davis, leading goal kicker. Abe Davis just knocked off Jolly for the Keith Sims medal. He's had a huge season. I know you're not going to give me a deep answer, but is there can you solve the Abe Davis riddle today? Because he's been very good this year.
He is a very good footballer. Look, we have obviously spoken about him and the ability that he possesses and the skill sets that he's got. And we feel that if we can nullify it or make his day harder by putting a body on him at stoppages and things like that, we feel that that's going to help us. Well, look, he's a great player. He's going to get his ball, and he's entitled to get his ball, but we feel like if we can contest him at the stoppage, disposal or his effectiveness on the game. So
Beautifully, mate. Last thing to do is wish you the best of luck here. Second semi, straight through the grand final. If you win, thanks for joining us, Adam Sylvie.
No worries.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Welcome everyone, welcome to the Filming Footy Mobile Media Centre from Webb Oval. We've got a very big game in the reserves happening. This is a first semi-final and it's a 1 point margin with a couple of minutes to go.
One goal, mate.
1 goal margin, sorry.
2 down to 1. They've just
2 down to 1.
Not that I'm invested or anything.
No,
Phil,
no.
As the
You're
coach
giving
from
me the
last
one,
year.
I wasn't sure.
So it's 2 minutes to go, no time on. Shock rushing the ball back in. So we've got an A-grade second semi to cover here, but yeah, obviously I'm a bit invested.
And they've actually got...
2 nail-biters in a row, though, for Glenunga's twos after last week.
They've got Glenunga up by 5 points.
Pardon me, it is... Yeah, I'm not
that's
sure
correct.
that's right. I don't know if that is correct because they rushed the point.
Anyway, we'll cover that with interest because we've got an even bigger game than what's in front of us coming up very shortly. Second semi-final, winner straight to the grand final. The matchup that, Tommy, you thought we'd have all year as the top 2 teams, Glenunga and Prince Alfred. How do you feel being a prophet?
Well, yeah. Not one to say I told you so, but I told you so. Yeah, best 2 teams all year, mate. And yeah, today should be an absolute cracker. I'm really sorry I am a touch distracted with 70 seconds left, and the team I coached last year, 1 kick ahead, about to go into a prelim, but it doesn't end there for Glenunga. What a big day they've got ahead of them.
Well, we'll give you the vision of it at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Glenunga in front,
That
which
should
means that if they hold on to it, they should find their way into a prelim. The other semi-final between Goodwood Saints and Prince Alfred down at Shock at the same time. We do have one final result in the C's. The first semi-final saw Goodwood Saints beat Broadview, so they stay alive, the Goody Saints. But more of that around the grounds. Let's have a quick look. We'll have to snap in between ladders and so forth. Top 2 teams, Glenunga, well, they started at 1954 as Hyde Park as they've taken a mark in Ford 50 arc. Came here to Webb Oval, 57. What's that, about 66 years ago? Joined the Amateur League in 1960. They've won a couple of flags. I think one Div 1 grand final, TJ, you were mentioning 45 years ago?
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought they won a flag in '78, but that's. I'm taking that off of other Glenunga hearsay.
Uncharted waters should they get that Div 1 premiership this year. Of course, they're a team that has travelled the length and breadth as the siren has gone in the Bees and Glenunga survive and move on to the prelim final. That score 8-10-58. Sacred Heart 7-10-52. Awaiting final confirmation, but they won't be out by a goal, that's for sure. Glenunga, in terms of their recent seasons, how long ago was it they were in Div 7, TJ? It was a reasonable time.
Yeah, look, it must be about 10 years ago, I guess, or certainly Div 6. They've come through the ranks just nicely, and you can't help but think. I'm sorry to keep getting distracted. Straight sets for Sacred Heart there. Could it be straight sets for Sacred Heart in the A's and the B's?
Well, they're going to pack up pretty quickly and head down the Anzac Highway to get to Somerton. They were hoping for a bit of a gap between the finishing time of this and the starting time of their A's. Not to be, unfortunately. But anyway, for Glenunga, 2016, Div 5, and they've made their way up Premiers Div 5, Div 4, Div 3 in 3 seasons. Didn't get relegated the year there was no relegation when they went winless. Second in 2021 and a pretty good showing for their first year last year, getting the double chance. But it's about winning finals, something they're looking to do.
They stay in lockdown, all the Glenunga players in 2020, did they, Tommy? It was an odd one.
Well, 2020 was huge because that's the year that got me here in 2020. So.
And it took a year to,
adjust
to
They
that.
all took a pay cut. They said, we're not playing, so we get Tommy in.
You know, I do nothing for free, my friend.
And here's the season so far for Glenunga. Lots of green there for wins. Not only are they on a 10-game winning streak, looking for 11 today, Adam, they're also perfect at home this season.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? And to consider away from Glenunga, they've lost by a combined 21 points in 2 games. So, look, they're the red-hot favourites, but Prince Alfred are a pretty good second team, aren't they, boys? And for them, with the talent they've got to be an underdog, look out. So my tip is for a fast start from Prince Alfred. They were a bit disappointing out here 3 weeks ago, weren't they? I thought they were comprehensively beaten Glenunga should have won that game by 6 or 7 goals. But look for a fast start for Prince Alfred today and Glenunga to peg them back as the game goes on.
It's a long time ago since Adam was a boy, but if you look at the score, 42-54, 42-51, did Port District and PAC maybe beat them at their own game? That's the only way you've got to get them. You've got to grind them, beat them in a low-scoring game. You're not going to probably beat them another way. Perhaps that's what I'm reading into that.
Yeah, probably the condition of the ovals maybe played a part. Port District's game wasn't wet, if I recall, out there that day. But yeah, PAC won't change what they do, though, will they, Tommy? They'll look to use the corridor, use the short 45s, use the switch. But we saw Glenunga defend them so well out here 3 weeks ago. They couldn't switch the ball all day, but it's a little bit drier today. It was a little bit wet and muddy that day, so that does make the short foot passes harder. So it'll be interesting to see how it eventuates.
Yeah, I think conditions, if anything, favour probably PAC today. As you said, fast start's going to be everything. Sorry, Phil, for jumping in there. Just trying to analyse what is the way to. I don't know. I think Glenunga will be too good today.
Just glad to have you with us.
Okay,
let's have
the only thing that can get Glenunga a little bit, boys, is like the Melbournes the other night. They have high level entries. It's inefficiency, you know.
And same with the Swans.
Yeah.
Hopefully the same with Sturt tomorrow.
so much football to talk about, but we have one game to focus on.
Sure.
Let's have a look at the Glenunga team.
Yep.
And
that was quick.
Glenunga. Couple of changes here. Fletcher Wiseman, the unlucky one, out. Coming back from sickness 2 weeks ago, Alex Harron and Sam Wunke.
Yeah, PAC take the field. I'll have a little scour because we've actually got the team in positions. So Nick Wunke, who's rucked a lot of the year, he'll go to centre-half forward with Mike at full forward. Darcy Mitchell, who certainly was in our team at the half year, he's in ruck, so he'll flick around with Nick Wunke at centre-half forward. I just look at their benches. Probably Bowden's come in. Where do they find all these players? Harry Prosser will come and play a forward role. Link Bennett will go as an extra midfielder, as will Tully Kennett. The spine though of Wunke, Sam Wunke, Sam Smith, both Sturt, ex-Sturt, Alex Harron, ex-Sturt, Nick Wunke, Mike Wunke, Ken Farmer medalist, and then on the ball Abe Davis and Bo Schwartz, both ex-Sturt. The talent, the cattle is there, and they play a team brand of football as they make their way onto the field. And I'm telling you right now, Webb Oval is up and about, connected, and they are ready to engage, boys.
Well, something they've deserved, and the last man out is probably the most important man out, and that is Abe Davis. Congratulations to him on winning the Keystone.
Talking about Tom Gilby just came in behind him, he's only a little fella.
We should say congratulations to Davis as well on that. Thoroughly deserved.
Keith Sims medalist, yep. How do you reckon he'll go in the Roll the Dice Player of the Year award? Can he win them both?
Be half a chance, wouldn't he, Tommy?
Oh, he'd be in the mix.
Well, by the beanie collection that he's assembled during the season.
Yeah.
But let's flip over and have a look at Prince Alfred. Of course, the college established 354 years ago. PAC commenced 96 years ago. One of the oldest clubs in this competition. Love the fact they wanted to be demoted so they could beat up on St. Peter's when they joined. It took them until 2016, the 90th anniversary of Prince Alfred Old Clegans, to claim their first flag. They're second in 2021. They were runners-up last year. They're going for a hat-trick of grand finals, and at this level, that's no mean feat to play in 3 straight grand finals.
Yeah, Prince Alfred are the most consistent Division 1 club now, aren't they, since they came back into the competition in 2016. 2 flags, 3 or 4 grand finals, other top 3 appearances. Only missed the finals once in those 8 years, I believe. So, and they're going to be around for a few more years to come. So, incredibly impressive football team. That's why Glenunga had to raise the bar this year to reach clubs like Prince Alfred.
Boys, I'm going to jump out, see who wins the toss, and check those ground conditions.
Okay. Alrighty, so in recent years you can see there premiers in 2015 in Div 2, 20 straight away. That's no mean feat either. 2015 Div 2, 2016 Div 1, and they've always been around the mark. Even the year they didn't play finals, they had a 9-9 record. Sometimes that gets you in, sometimes it doesn't. And the last few years, well, they finished the top 4, haven't they? Second, fourth, first, second, and they're guaranteed a top 3 finish here. Backs up your argument. Probably the most consistent side in the Adelaide Footy League in recent years. The teams are out, the umpires are out. We'll have the coin toss shortly. Let's have a look at the Prince Alfred lineup. The Prince Alfred season. 3 losses, 1 draw. By any measure, a pretty good season. And, of course, an important win last week against Sacred Heart in the qualifying final. And, okay. All right, so those 3 losses to Port District, Shock and Glenunga. That was the game probably of note of 29 points back in round 17. Defeated Tea Tree Gully, not sure by quite that margin. And they had an interesting qualifying final. Adam, what did you take out of the qualifying final last week? Prince Alfred's win.
Oh, it was just one of those games. It could have gone either way, couldn't it? But deserved. They had the fast start, didn't they? And you see it in finals. You even saw it last night in the AFL. You get that fast break early, and teams peg you back, but often can't quite get over the line. So, good win for PAC at home after Shock had beaten them the previous week. Expect Prince Alfred to start fast today.
Alrighty, let's have a look then at the Prince Alfred Old Collegians team. And you'll notice, let's go down the bottom of the team. Kobe Tozer comes in. That's for Jordan Neal, which has meant they've got a points issue, as Adam Sylvie talked about with TJ earlier on. Jaden Davis is the unlucky player out, as we've mentioned. Lockie Charlton is the other in. So 2 changes for Prince Alfred from the team that beat Sacred Heart last week. Who do you think is going to get the matchup on Abe Davis for a start?
Yeah, if I'm the coach, Pitt, I think that's his role. I think he's at his stage of his career. That's the perfect role for him. He needs to allow the playmakers to go and hunt the footy and not worry about Davis. Craig Pitt's strong enough, I think, to go with him. And Craig Pitt's played a lot of footy in defence this year as well. If Abe Davis does go and play up forward, he can go where he goes. You can't be an underdog and just let the opposition's best player do what he wants to do. So they need to have a plan. We saw last week the star player for Tea Tree Gully allowed to just run loose and do whatever he wants, and you can't let that happen. But look for some, and just back onto the Jaden Davis situation really quickly. I don't want to harp on it. Amazing set of circumstances, really, for a guy to be Division 1 leading goal kicker and not be able to play today. And this is only my opinion. I would have played him and left the ruckman out. I think goals win finals, hit-outs don't. But that's up to the coaching staff and inside the 4 walls as to how that happens. Good luck to Jaden in the B grade today.
All right, captains are coming together. Let's go to the coin toss.
And we're just here in the middle of the oval, boys. We are waiting for the toss of the coin. Alex Harron and Lachlan McNamara. Neither captain is called. There's some nerves out here. We'll try it again. Lachlan McNamara has won the toss, and he will kick to the change room ends. I'm not sure if it's north or south. Probably north end down there. Now let's do the grass check, boys. It's maybe just a whisper going that way. No advantage either way. We saw it in the last game. Conditions. Now, this is an interesting point. Right now, I stand in, as Phil likes to call it, the T-saucer closest to the stream team van. We are not using, both teams have come to an agreement. The middle is too spongy. They're worried about MCLs, PCLs, ACLs for ruckman. So they'll be using the furthest circle for us on the set of bounce. I think that plays into Glenunga's hands. I'm not sure if I would have done that if I was PAC. Again, the slightest little zephyr, just a little waft going down that way. The end that PAC will be kicking. They'll be looking for a fast start. All in all, ground condition, really good for Glenunga over, which can chop up. I'm not sure if we can get a shot of the middle there. If it gets stuck in the middle, it's a bit of a glue pot there, but it should probably hold together because the players won't be playing predominantly in that. They'll be on the outer side. So expect that wingman to play almost as a 5th midfielder. Whose hands does it play to? I'm not sure. Maybe they can double team Davis. Boys, I'm excited. The crowd is huge. The energy is great. The teams are loud. This is Glenunga versus PAC. This is for a spot in the Division 1 Grand Final. Let's go back to Phil and Adam in the van. Thank you.
No worries, TJ. We promise we'll wear name badges next week. Very quickly, we might just have a look at how they've gone when they've played each other this year. It's pretty much gone with the home side. In round 8, that was played at Park 9. Prince Alfred got up by 9 points. In round 17, right here at Webb Oval, we're all here for it. You and TJ were here for it, Adam. Glenunga by 27 points. What difference does a home field like Webb Oval and a home crowd make in a game like this?
Yeah, it's great for Glenunga. You want to play finals at home, of course, where you've won all 9 of your games this season. But like I said, Prince Alfred are an extremely talented underdog team, in my opinion. When you're the underdog and you've got first-class players across every line, you can do some damage. So I think Prince Alfred will be up at quarter time, but then Glenunga will peg them back. That's my early call.
Okay, so your tip then would be Glenunga to get up?
Glenunga by 2 goals.
Okay. Welcome back, TJ, the hardest working commentator in South Australian footy. Your tip and a margin, please.
Tip. This is tough. This is tougher to pick, as I often say, Phil, than a broken nose. Glenunga in a close one. But how do you tip against a team with 1,058 AFL and sample games experience in Division 1? That's right, 1,058 is the stat I've been given. Glenunga in a close one.
Going to be a cracking contest. You're with Adam Jeffries, Phil Hurden, part of the filming footy team bringing you the Adelaide Footy League this season. The game of the round, game of the year, second semi-final, Glenunga Rams, Prince Alfred Old Collegians. And your caller is Tommy Javor.
Bradley's gone to Harron. I think it might be Pitt's gone straight in with the argy-bargy on Abe Davis. The big ruckman will do battle. Tozer versus Wonky. They miss each other. Again, Ducks and Drakes. We had Mitchell as the first ruck. Umpire swarming. Offers nothing. Ball up, same spot. Fancy Nick Wonky being involved. A little clunky there, Wonky. Getting involved in the old push and shove. Him and Tozer, big battle today. Tozer gets the tap. Not effective, though. Ground level again. Abe Davis just comes marching through as the Abe goes marching in.
It's a great matchup, though. Pitt versus Davis will be fantastic to watch today. And great start for Pitt. 2 tackles already.
Yeah, watch him come and check him late. He checks him late. He comes in late. Glenunga, first forward foray. Tommy Bilby hopping like a Bilby would to Harron. Harron goes in board. Huge ball. Good defensive pressure there from PAC. Allows a spillage to Bo Schwartz. Well, that should have been our Bo bet. Oh, our Bo bet. Our buddy bet. Bo Schwartz over under free kicks because he can extract one. Can he get an early settler for the boys? Tozer again goes with the reverse Malachi, the backhand. It's at ground level. We'll see a lot of that. Always elite at ground level is Harron. It's Parsons that gets it out, and PAC will have their first effective stat, Phil Hurden.
Yeah, they got a mark in the back pocket. And yes, you're quite right with your geography, that it is Prince Alfred who won the toss. And interesting, they umpire toss it the first time and no one called.
Yep, that was funny.
Never seen that
Did you get that?
I didn't get that. I thought usually that's the visiting team.
I thought I had a
calls
seizure.
the toss. Chris Curran, he's been best for Princes the both times these two teams have met this season, and one of their best players last week. He's going to be critical, repelling the Rams all day. Here's a chance for Prince Alfred to get their first inside 50 towards the playground pocket. Going up very high and very early was Lucas Schwartz. Comes around the back and has been dobbed through for a goal.
Oh, don't tell me it's your boy.
It's not Mr. Trengo.
Oh, it's Trengo, is it?
Have to check
yeah,
that. I just missed that.
Yeah, it is Trengo.
It is Jack Trengo.
And we'll get the replay now, which is great. How's the filming footy replay? On the left foot.
Great replay.
Now, that will, thank goodness our door is closed. There's team rules at Glenunga, which I've fought not to mention all year, but one of the not negotiables, rule 1A, the ball must never go over the back if you go up.
That's come about, Tommy, from Prince Alfred. Got the ball in the back pocket, went end-to-end with their switch in their game, which Glenunga didn't allow once 3 weeks ago, did they? So this is what I'm saying. They played last week. Glenunga a week off. Fast start for Prince Alfred. Yeah,
that Trengo can play too. He's going to find good spots quickly all day. Quick tackle there. They look on early. If they can get a couple now, it's Bradley. Centre break, PAC. Forward 50 entry. Big flyer. Zach Smith over the top. Doesn't quite get the intercept. Should be a ball up, will it? No, it spills free. Pressure's intense. Quicker than a hiccup. Every time you get it, you're going to get tackled. I think that's Will Davies at the bottom of the pack. Great story. Was going to start in the C grade last year. So I've just lost my picture. Oh, there it is again. He's going to start in the C grade in his first game last year after getting a massive hit in the pre-season. Missing 8 weeks, broken collarbone. Fought his way to be an A grade starter. Great story, Will Davies. And that looked like holding the chutney to me, but nothing doing. And we won't do that today, boys, because if you did that, if you watch the AFL, that's all you'd be saying. There's a lot of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit. Oh, you don't need to kick a handball anymore. Just don't throw it, drop it. Anyway, we're going to see a lot of Abe Davis kick smother. There's a lot of pressure on him early. Now, if you watch closely, Phil, you're one of these great analysts. He doesn't start alongside him, Pitt. He doesn't allow himself to get pushed off the ball. But he closes the space at the last second and hits Davis each time.
Well, you want the fish to bite, don't you? And that means, Abe Davis is open. No, he's not.
Where'd he go? Where'd who go? Oh, again, quick play. Left foot snap, high. It's probably going to land short, is it? And good spoil there. I think that might have been Sam Smith, recipient of a pair of Archie's thongs recently, and been sporting them everywhere, apparently.
It's still early days, though, isn't it, boys? This is a classic hunter's mentality, isn't it? This is Prince Alfred being the underdogs. We're coming at you. Great start for them.
They probably appreciate almost being underdogs because they haven't been that for a couple of years in most matches they've played. That's a long clearance, almost out to the centre wing. Here's Koza, who was the inclusion. Trengo, another kick whilst getting bumped. Very quick hand pass. This is out to Andrew Bradley, who's going to be taken
Great
down,
tackle.
Bro Schwartz,
Yeah.
holding the ball every day. And just as you thought Prince Alfred had a metre of space, Bo Schwartz ran him down.
You think both Schwartz is all flash, all icing, but he's the meat and potatoes. He gets it all done. He works hard. He's part of that Glenunga structure. Very good chasing. Well done, Steve. Well, that's nearly a mark to Wonky. Buoyant on the run. The under crummer. He gets it forward. Streamline Nick Wonky. Probably won't have him for pace though, but he just works it down. Bilby at ground level. He's dangerous here. Pressure from PAC forces a bobble out. Phil Hurden, they're off.
Just looking to see if there is a loose player at the moment. I think there is. McMahon's the loose man for Glenunga, I think, in defence. Right now it's on the Rams half-forward flank.
I think you'll find he's the off-ball winger, which means he pushes back behind. So that they play him higher. So not as such a loose man. But
That means a lot of work.
Yeah, a huge amount of work, yeah. So he will...
Trengrove tackled by Davis, but Princes get the clearance for the moment. And see the crowd over there by the other side? Usually that's fairly barren. Not this afternoon. Zach Smith, a kick around the body. I don't think teams here, bar that first Prince's goal, have had more than 2 possessions in a row. As you'd expect, opening minutes of a quarter, it is on the Sportal scoreboard, Prince Alfred, all the scoring. The Redmen are 1-1-7. Glenunga are yet to score.
Any early statistical anomalies? Anything interesting there, Adam Jeffries, just quickly?
No, just 3 inside 50s to 2, 1 centre break each. But Prince Alfred, like I said, like a shark in the water at the moment, the hunting coming at the opposition. But Glenunga just settled in the last minute.
Thanks, Chew Man. Great stats. As always, Davis hasn't gone third man up yet. Maybe saving that trick in the kit bag. Glenunga's still looking dangerous. Chain of handballs, and they're off here. Schwartz, he's been good early. Dangerous looking kick. That's a great matchup there. Who is it? It's Tommy Sumner and Wonky. It was a good matchup last time too. A game within a game. I'm going to have to leave my seat here. Curran will have scored across the line, will he? He will. And we'll have a repeat stoppage as they ring the changes. PAC, 4 very keen. Oscar Clark makes his way on. They're going to make 4 changes. I think they're going to try and run them off their legs. They're going to be hot today. Coming on now. The percolator. He's got rid of the perm. Why, Perksy? Why?
You can see, we called it last time, Michael Wonky on Sumner, a great matchup. And Sumner stays on his back shoulder. Michael's so good at protecting the drop zone and pushing his opponent under the ball. Sumner won't let him do that today.
Yeah. Bo Schwartz, the tip rat. He has, it looked good off the boot, but just faded. And their first
Has he given that a goal? The goal umpire believes that's a goal.
Oh, dear me. Well, maybe it's just the filming footy coverage.
Can we get a replay on that?
Oh, that's not a goal. No. That's missed by... Well, it was closer than Ben Keys' shot. Big shout out to the B-grade reptiles over there, or C-grade reptiles from Glenunga as well. Great to see them supporting the boys.
I guess the important thing is, at the end of the day, the right decision was made, and that's all we asked for. And and you also, wouldn't have wanted that sort of thing in the final minutes. Early minutes, maybe not so bad. Bouncing ball and a free kick. It's going to go the way of Glenunga. Michael Wonky, I think, worked his way into that beautifully.
He's in the drop zone. What happened? Sumner went for the leap, but landed on him. I didn't think he meant to jump on him, but landed on him without actually contacting the ball. Therefore, free kick. Michael Wonky, 25 metres out and a slight angle. Will get Glenunga going, you think?
Well, 2 weeks ago, he was in the presentations, 3 goals, named second best by the coaching staff. 10 goals from his 4 cameo games.
Yep.
And a chance to play a big part in the Rams premiership campaign. And he'll start by kicking the first goal for the Rams in the second semi-final. Each team has a goal on the board. Sportal scoreboard has it all tied up. Prince Alfred Old Collegians 1-1-7, Glenunga Rams
just
1-1-7.
settled. Sorry, Phil. They've just settled in the last 3 minutes with 4 deep entries, Tommy. This is their game style. So Prince Alfred first 3 minutes all over them. But Glenunga have caused turnovers from Prince Alfred trying to switch the footy or kick-outs, pump the ball back in deep. Michael Wonky, clever body use. Looked like the right decision, free kick. And Glenunga, good little fight back in the last 2 minutes.
Sacred Heart have kicked 4 points, haven't they? Am I reading that wrong?
No, Sacred Heart have kicked the opening 2 goals.
Okay, I didn't read that correctly.
They go to 2 straight 12.
Yep, Bradley set a
Gully
clearance.
to score.
Ground level. Again, Schwartz comes in. Schwartz is good early. Parsons had a bit of impact. He's on the bench now. Reading it really well. It must be Chris Curran, does it? It looked very Chris Curran-esque, and it is that man indeed.
Didn't take one of them 3 weeks ago, did he, Tommy?
He's already taken a couple. So this game, Mazzini out wide. Good spoil there by McMahon, making it tough for Trengrove and then allowing his mates to come in and support him. And all of a sudden, we've got a contest, a 3-on-3. And it's hard to get out of those. Sumner, quick hands. They will, though. Trengrove lifts the eyes, Kicks a nice looking kick, and free kick there. Player held was Kobe Tozer. Oh. And umpire's going to put him around on his mark from 90 metres out. One always confuses me. The other one that confuses me is how it's touched on the goal line, it matters. Touched anywhere else on the ground, doesn't matter. Just pay the marks.
Because usually it doesn't change the scoreboard.
Yeah, but it changes. Anyway, let's not get into it.
Tyson Brazel has the kick. Again to the playground pocket where Princeton scored their first goal. Perks tried the kick, smothered off hands. Once they find where the footy's gone, it'll be a boundary throw in. Well, I'm about 30 metres out from the Prince's goal. Kicking to the clubroom ends. They won the toss.
Note that Craig Pitt hasn't gone with Abe Davis when Davis is now resting at full forward. Craig will stay around the football.
Yeah, makes good sense, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And quick hands there. Just misses the target, but coming through at pace is it Sumner down the other end. Schwartz again, possession about number 5. He's been in everything early. Big tackle there on McNamara. Ball will spill. Bilby, he's strong in the hips. Allows the release to Prosser. Prosser will go long down the line. Curran's probably the man here, though. But Davis, 1-on-3, just creates the contest. Again, must bring it to ground. They did, and they'll take the stoppage on the outer side.
We're a long way from that, Tom. It looked like Curran was free to just run over and take that mark, didn't he? He decided not to fly.
Yeah, I thought he was going to take the mark, but left it to the contest, and it wasn't to be. Because they ball it in. The big men don't quite get a handle at that time. But Tozer, a secondary tap out. Bilby, he'll swing onto his left if he can just get the handle on it. Doesn't quite. PAC player can, but he coughs it up. Davies this way, that way, round in circles. Eventually gets it to... Not sure who that was. But anyway, now it's down. It's DeSera. DeSera, quick chain of handballs to Bowden. Bowden to Abe Davis. That kid's big. He's strong. And I reckon he might even have a shot right near the boundary line. From about 40 metres out, it'll be a tough kick.
Had 4 of the last 5 inside 50s, Glenunga. So just, not mucking around with the football, are they, Tommy? They just get it into that deep zone. If it's Michael Wonke or Abe Davis, pretty good targets to go to. They will not get outmarked.
Yeah. I've got a good line on this one, Phil. So it says, although he's going around the body. Interesting. He's a fair way out to be going around the body, but he's a pretty good kick. And he has just pulled it to the near side. Can't fault it because he knows what he's doing, and he's the best player in the league. So...
And it's given Glenunga the lead, 128 to 117. Sportal scoreboard. Almost 12 minutes gone of this first quarter.
Campbell Wildman, haven't called his name yet. He'll take the kick-out duty. They'll be looking for him to get a run. In these tight confines, though, it's hard. It was interesting to hear Adam Sylvie say they mapped out the circumference of the Glenunga Webb Oval. So they trained it all week, and that's what you get at the professionalism of Div 1.
Yep. Makes sense. So
Park 9's very wide, isn't it? But this oval's quite wide too. It'll be interesting to see what the differences are.
No, it's not that wide.
It's not as wide?
No,
Park
it's
9
long,
does have wide wings.
Yeah, this doesn't have long wings. It's flat on the edges. It's a bit of an odd shape. Right, and there's Curran, mark number 3. He's just...
But is there? I mean, there is actually no official size for an Australian rules football oval.
Nope.
Maybe. Ovingham was a very small oval back in the day. Small enough that I could kick 7 on it. So.
Yeah. Plenty of primary schools around, not as many as there used to be, that have very small ovals, all perfectly legal and legitimate for the age range. But back here, it's Chris Curran in the middle by himself. That's dangerous. Kick intercepted, though. Ends up with Haran or Bilby with the kick inside forward 50. But standing strong, Mazzini. Not paid the mark.
No, he's paid the mark. He played on him. He
played on. G.O.G. Davis in some space to Haran. This time it's marked by Mackenzie Slee, and I suspect he'll take a little bit more time to assess his options.
It was interesting to see as he just comes out this way and finds a player. They did pull the 45 trigger on that other kick. They are going to pull it today, I think. They're trying to do a few different things differently. Flying through his Bowden, and he has kicked a very, very poor kick out of bounds.
We've called Mazzini a few times this year. He's such a good defender, but he's not great by foot, is he, Tommy? And he made that error on the mark before.
Not his strength. He's an awkward-looking kick, and here he is. You watch him later. No, so that's Sumner. So here's Mazzini on the end of the chain, though. Interesting to hear Glenunga's coach Nathan.
Push.
Push. Okay.
Push in the back.
Against McMahon. McMahon, he's one of those volatile people that gives the umpires plenty of feedback. That might have been one the umpire owed him as they go along down the line, and just reading it beautifully is that man, Darcy. No, it's Nick Wonke. They do look a bit alike the way they play, and that's a good delivery to Tom Bilby. Bilby, this is the kick, the connection piece with the forward line.
Chris Curran is spare at the moment, so Glenunga have allowed their 6 forward to go up to stoppage.
It's a little hit-up kick, beautifully done.
Smart play. Michael Wonke had 3 surrounding him on that occasion. And Glenunga normally would bomb that ball, wouldn't they, Tommy, to the top of the square? But that was a smart play, especially to this guy, McMahon.
Yeah, if you don't kick it to McMahon, he's open.
You noted his work rate, Phil. He's behind the ball. He's forward of the ball. He's everywhere. He creates a 19th man.
He was the one that started. Oh, he's actually hit it to the hot spot. Wonky with a big clunky. My wife told me to say that one today, and he'll be lining up for his second.
Well, they'll be disappointed with that. They'll be disappointed with that, Prince Alfred.
Yeah.
I only deal in actual facts, not possibilities.
Man, of course, who can forget last time, kick out the siren for our buddy bet. Have you ever beaten me in a buddy bet?
Not off to a good start yet. Early days, Tommy. That was a great mark by Wonke. He's so good in the stationary battle, but he really hit that football hard.
He'll line up now for coming 35 metres out like Ken Farmer medalist should. He'll plop it straight through. Goal umpire says, thank you, Mr. Wonke. You have laced it like a laser for Glenunga's second and your second. It's 2-2 plays 1-1. Thoughts about the game, please, Adam Jeffries?
Yeah, that's great start to the game by Michael Wonke. Like I said, Sumner will wear him like a glove, but 2 early goals will make him feel up and about. I was surprised, but McMahon didn't shoot for goal. I think he caught it all off guard. He was inside 50. He's normally such a really good goal kicker, but unselfishly, he was out wide, kicked the ball back to the top of the square. Glenunga have had 6 of the last 7 inside 50 entries, boys, so they've settled. I said they might take a while to settle. It took them 5 minutes to settle, so they're well and truly on top at the moment as we go back to the centre.
In the middle they go. So Glenunga for the first time with a reasonable lead. They did lead by a point. That goal makes it 7. The thumb forward by Craig Pitt, ruled to be taken after
quiet,
disposal.
Mr. Wonke, quiet. Otherwise,
Which
it's
one?
downfield.
Downfield.
Wow. Interesting to see, boys. Sorry, Jolly's first touch. First time we called his name.
Yeah.
And now it's a shot for goal.
I think the free kick was against Nick Wonke for being rough. I honestly thought it was just as he disposed that he put some body contact on. A harsh penalty to pay.
The problem Nick's got now is he needs to just refocus, and he's not good at that.
Well, it looked like Grimer started him on the footy for his aggression rather than Mitchell. And I did like that scenario. A little bit unlucky, but that's what happens in local football.
But lining up for his second is Jack Trengrove. We've probably overlooked that. And tell you what, this will be a huge bonus for PAC if they can bob this one. He's just pushed it to the near side, has he? He has. There's some mock celebrations, maybe trying to do the old con job. But it is there. Yeah, we talked about these set shots. You did, Mr. Jeffries, and you must kick them. In a game like this, Wonke will go the same old spot right in front of me. It's a long, high ball to the other Wonke at ground level. Good play there, Craig Pitt, the coach at ground level. Tackled by Tully Kennett. They'll get up, bit of argy-bargy, bit of how's your mum? You're pushing me, I'll push you. There's another one from Mackenzie Slee. Mitch Wicks, pardon me. I get them too confused quite regularly. Probably annoys them.
If you look behind the ball here, boys, Curran is on his own. So it's not usual for Glenunga to allow that. They're putting an extra number around the ball today rather than leaving their 6 forwards forward of the ball.
Yep. Multitude of changes, of course. No interchange limits inside out, but it'll be Zach Smith, will it? He reads the play well. He's a beautiful mark, and tell you what, he'd be close to Team of the Year, I think.
He's one of those underrated players in Division 1, isn't he?
I do.
Well, I guess that's a pretty good source then.
I think there's a collation of people. They can't all get in, though, but I dare say there'll be as many as 10 or 11 players and coaches from these 2 teams that'll be in it, which wouldn't surprise anyone. Not a lot of old iggies.
Got to reward the good defenders in those teams sometimes, don't you? A lot of the times the midfielders get spread around. I'd like to see players like him get in the team, Tommy.
Yeah, he plays his position really well. You don't want to see ruck rovers playing on a halfback flank, as often is the case. This way, that way, clean pair of heels. That was McNamara, was it?
Yep.
Really very, very well aware of his pace and his bite. And Indy Rogers gave him a bait last week on the broadcast, as only Indy can. Then he kicked the next 3, sealed the game and gave him a pair of thongs. Good stuff. They look for Wonke, but in front, that's a strong mark by Mackenzie Slee, and I'm certain about it. And when you mark in front of Nick Wonke, chances are he'll let you know about it. Physically, emotionally, verbally.
And he's a bit unsettled
He's a bit
by
sore,
that.
Yeah, I think he might have got a knee in the old reverse Jats crackers.
Top of the bum.
Yeah, the bum.
Top of the bum.
The upper extremities of the anus. You're on, Phil.
Thanks, mate. Well, it spills to Glenunga very quickly. Talking about the quick transition. They get that clear and kick. We're back in the T-saucer in the middle. Picking it up and smiling was Lucas Schultz's kick. Pack descends. There's Slee, I think, comes off. Just to readjust a few things. Up to the top. of the square. Nick Wonke couldn't take the mark, but made sure that ball wasn't escaping out. As you can see Slee there just trying to do some stretches and trying to walk it out. And
Hard to stretch the tailbone, though, isn't it?
Not sure he's found anything that's worked as yet. I think tailbone's been the best one I've heard so far. So we're on this centre wing. There's a magpie who's getting out of the way pretty quickly. Trengove.
Clever. Very
Beautiful
clever.
kick around the body.
I reckon he saw him. Inside
Yeah, Lockie McNamara, now to Curran. Now they're off the red man. 1-on-1 contest, 55 out. Brazil had it spoiled away from him. Beyond. On now to Michaelini. Actually, so that's Nick Wonke. And they've got a
look, at the
target.
back.
Two of them. There's two of them out.
Quick kick inside 50. Lots of maroon jumpers. And they will clear for the moment.
And right in front of us now. Great steal there. Sammy passes. He's got time to steady. Look, lift, lower the eyes. He goes long to a 3-on-1. But the one is the Wonke, and it's a free kick again.
He paid the push.
I'll tell you what. Love a replay of it. I'm not sure we're going to get a replay of it. But, yeah. Either way, it was a free kick. Yeah, we will get a replay of that one in the next break, because that's how good Hugo is. Only have to think it, and he'll do it. Along to the outer side here. Good contest again. Tell you what, it is tough in there, isn't it, boys? And PAC look a lot sharper than we've seen them against Glenunga in previous outings. So, but the ball spilt down. Here comes this replay. It's how the ball comes in. And, yeah, he pushed him in the middle of the back. But you don't always see those
He got
plays.
two for the price of
Well,
one.
I reckon it's because he pushed him into the other guy.
We've called a lot of games this year, and they'll let the full forwards and fullbacks wrestle, and then the slightest little touch there. But that's okay.
Same with the ruckman.
Yep.
They can enter each other, but then they'll touch each other on the shoulder. So, ball high, long. You know my contract's nearly up, Phil. Hey, Davis, he's spoiled. He's taking the mark nearly. Spilling number 39.
Henke.
Henke.
Josh Henke.
Josh Henke. You got it as Josh, but Josh Henke with his first
Yeah, I
touch.
didn't get the
Henke
Josh.
was,
Josh was not far off.
He was the laid in a couple of weeks ago and held his spot, Phil.
Yep.
Now, interesting, I've got some mail on Josh Henke. He has an OnlyFans page. So now I'll keep it PG, but if you'd like to go see a hell of a lot more of Josh Henke, you can subscribe to him and his partner getting up to mischief. So there you go. That is fact.
I think this commentary team might have an OnlyFans page.
Okay.
Ball to the outer side here. It's nice to have the inside knowledge of some of these guys.
Okay. I do wonder where you obtained this knowledge from, but that's another story,
Okay.
which we will discuss in the break. Is right. They've got a pretty interesting football game. Glenunga with a 1-goal lead, 22 minutes into the first quarter.
Tommy called it before.
No.
Prince Alfred are up and about here, but Glenunga are so good defensively.
Yeah,
They just
and
don't let you score.
Nathan Graham getting ready, making notes for his inspirational quarter-time speech. TJ, you're out there before. Breeze. Anything of consequence?
Nah, slight zepper to the. It feels like it's going that way downhill. First time I threw grass up 4 times. Maybe I got one little zepper. Div 1A grade teams will score 5 goals going into it if they're playing well.
Okay.
So, you look at the trees, Phil. Look at the Brighton cement flags. Even it's not moving. So, Bennett. Well done. Sorry, Phil, but he's done really well. Run back with the flight, take the mark. Probably not his strength is his lace-out connection kicks.
Getting a lot of repeat entries now, Glenunga, aren't they? They can't clear the football, Prince Alfred. Glenunga, like I said, only took 5 minutes to settle in this game. They've got their game going now.
Well, he's showing every sign
He
of
won't have
being
the
able to
distance
kick
now.
this.
No, he won't have the distance. He'll set it up. Danger spot. Good numbers at the back. It spills out. Buoyant on the spot. They're not buoyant it. And it's another point to Glenunga as they...
They're the little things you practice on the week off, aren't they, boys? You've seen both players having set shots from 50, not kicking the ball to the goal line and wasting it, getting the ball to the hot spot 20 out, and they made Prince Alfred defend again. Smart play.
Yes, of course, at quarter time, I'll be heading out to the huddles to see what indeed Coach Pitt and Coach Grimer do have to say. We can probably guess, but Bo Schwartz this way, that away, sold the candy, ended up having to go on his left, and it caused him to do an awkward kick, but down the line, it's once again another inside 50, and it's Bilby. He'll swing onto his left. Even I know that. No, they do read it well. Bennett tackled. Oh, look at that pick up from Bilby, like a little pit bull. Yeah, and he's gone.
It's like a rugby player, Bilby, isn't he? Takes them on. That's 12 inside 50s to 8 now. Glenunga are just starting to get on top.
18 minutes gone to the first quarter. Sacred Heart 3 straight 18. Teacher Gully 2-1-13. Shock by 5. Not far from time on in the first semi-final.
7-point game and a 5-point game. It's fair to say all the finals around the traps are living up to a bit of hype. It's been good in Division 1, AFL, Sandford.
Well, Sandford's opening week was, I think, the closest week in a doubleheader ever.
Yep, Tozer goes backwards, puts his mate under pressure, and Boyan on the spot. He just comes in, he flies into the rate of knots, almost under 18. Great young prospect. Was that someone just giving us a thumping hand pass from Sacred Heart there, Glenn, in the background? Okay, umpire.
Sorry, Andy.
Nice quick ball up. I like the fact we don't have to nominate here, and it's just a contest. Up the chimney goes Bennett, and sitting at the top isn't Santa. It's number 44, Cameron Pritchard.
So Pritchard, been a while since Princes have had it up forward. Certainly inside 50 count would favour Glenunga.
Two-man, what is it?
14-8 now, boys. Had 7 of the last 8.
So Prince have got 4 shots out of 8 inside 50s.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
Just a little thing again. He's done it again, Lincoln Bennett, going back with the flight, just getting a hand in to prevent the mark. That's the standards that Nathan Grimer expects. There's no weak contest from a Glenunga A-grade footballer. Can't happen.
This is a good build-up from PAC, by the way. Last time they did this, they managed to crack a goal out of it. This one to a pack 20 metres out. Ollie Clark to the coaching pit. Kick around the body, won't go over the line. Oh, but there's a crumb.
Great
Ollie
smother.
Clark.
Who was that? Smother? Is that Zach Smith? No,
Missed.
it's Smother.
We were right behind that kick. That was going to go through, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I'd just about written it down. Hello, Wally. That was absolutely brilliant by Zach Smith, but beautifully, they look dangerous when the ball's on the ground off the quick entry PAC, don't they, boys?
Yep. Just the desperation of Glenunga has saved a few
Yep.
shots already. 1 goal
Sam.
for it. I don't think it's really that bad at kicking.
Mr. Couple. Sam Wonk a bit high and wider this time to Abe Davis, and he'll just take it out of bounds. And
He knows the time.
yeah, I was
Abe.
going
He
to say,
just wants to get a stoppage. Yep.
yeah, well, they wouldn't have the. I'm not sure if they'd have the real time. They'd have time just like us. It's a bit harder in the A's because they play the stoppages.
You're best friends with the timekeeper when you're an A-grade coach.
He's right down there though.
There
you go. Right on the money, boys. I'm going to get out. What a quarter. Good stuff.
Indeed. It is quarter time here at Webb Oval. The second semi-final Division 1 action when you're into the big dance in 2 weeks' time. And it is the Glenunga Rams leading 2-4-16. 2 goals to Michael Wunke. Prince Alfred 1-4-10. A 6-point margin at the first break. We will take that break. TJ will report from the huddles. Adam Jeffries will give us some stats and thoughts. And I'll get some scores for some other grounds. Thanks to Filming Footy, you're watching the Adelaide Footy League.
A thing about love, but oh my God, I'm seeing stars with you. Tend to keep
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
at the beautiful Webb Oval right next to the Glenunga International High School. Scene of your Adelaide Footy League final series brought to you by Filming Footy. There's a quarter-time huddle. Glenunga with the 6-point lead, 2-4-16, 1-4-10. Have an update from the first semi-final at Sacred Heart Senior College. 24 minutes gone of the first quarter. Sacred Heart 5 straight 30, leading Tea Tree Gully 3-2-20. And that oval looks absolutely in immaculate nick. Adam Jeffries with me here in the commentary spot. But before we go to Adam, let's go to TJ on the field.
Yeah, boys, just down here, really, really interesting stuff. PAC, the calmest quarter-time address I've actually ever seen. Chris Curran did a fair bit of the talking early, just talking about staying calm. They're doing well, really good. Tommy Sumner, when they broke off in their groups, obviously he's sort of captaining the back line back there. Just really happy with the fact they're able to deflect all the inside 50s. There's a lot of inside 50s. The groups went off to do their own thing. They actually just had conversations. It was very, very, very calm. Over at Glenunga, I got Nathan talking, so forwards can't be outmarked, paying particular attention to Jolly. So when paying attention to Jolly, and they've done a great job on that, they just got to make sure they keep rolling up as well. Structural talk was strong in there. They're talking about a lot of that. They're going to pair Curran, so look for a 6-on-6 at either end. Don't let the ball over the back was a very, very clear message. And when you spoil like you mean it. A bit more intensity over there, a bit calmer over there. It'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. Looking forward to the next quarter. Back to Phil and Adam in the box.
Thanks for that, TJ. Adam, your thoughts on that first quarter? Couple of stats.
Yeah, Glenunga winning the inside 50 count 14-9, really pumped in a lot of repeat entries late in the quarter. But PAC are playing well. They're getting their game across halfback, switching the footy. Curran's had a lot of the ball. But what they need, this is where the loss of Jaden Davis is hurting. They look a little bit one-dimensional. Tyson Brazel's got his hands full with Sam Wunke at full forward. So what Prince Alfred need is another marking option to come up for them inside their forward 50. Who that's going to be, I don't know. They just need a contest, and their ground level players. Trengo's had 2 shots on goal already. But yeah, look for a lift from Brazel and the marking forwards of Prince Alfred, and look for Glenunga to man up Curran this quarter for sure, Tommy.
Alrighty, Sacred Heart by 5 points. Not yet quarter time there. It is Glenunga by 6 points here. Div 2 late in the first quarter. Golden Grove 23 points over Foss Camden in the second semi. Payneham Norwood Union by 16 points in the first semi against Rocks. Glenunga with the clearance. Inside 50, they go to the club room end for the first time. Bilby, the great crumb. The wheel around the high kick. Wunke looking for it. He found it. He clunked it. And that's been actually... He played on. Wow. Okay.
Oh, he stole it. Prosser stole it. He's upended, and it's a minor score.
I thought Wunke just grabbed that on his chest.
Then he took it off him, and the umpire said, play on.
And then then there was another steal.
Was it?
In the end, a point on the board. That's a chaos ball start to the second quarter.
Yes, as we see cleared out there by, it might have been Charlton, I'm not sure. Goes along to the outer side. Notice that Glenunga went this side every time. They went that side, and at a rate of knots, it looked like Bo Schwartz goes along. Does it get over the back? Over the back's Bradley cleaning up, and he'll be the recipient. He's normally very good by foot, and that's how he gets you. Give him a wrap at ground level, taking too long. Just bobbles out fortuitously. Again, the pressure's there. That might have been Trengrove with the smother.
Yep.
Now it's Harron. He's very quick hand to foot. And normally clever. And good pressure again by Bradley. Look at it, right? Tippy rat. Bo Schwartz on the left. Top of the square. And it's all PAC.
Well,
hectic start to this quarter, boys.
Start.
Wow, that's very hectic. Couple of great spoils by PAC. Even Bradley getting a hand in there.
Big day of
crucial.
finals footy. Contender that Sacred Heart, who had a yellow card on them, and Teacher go lead by 1 point, 28-minute mark first quarter.
Wow.
So it's happening at both finals, and there's plenty around the league as it's semi-final day. Teams getting promoted that make the grand final. Right now it's Glenunga. They won't get promoted, but they can make the grand final. They have the lead. They have the ball inside 50, but there's a Prince's defender right there. Will be a ball up.
At the first 3 entries already, Glenunga. So they're right on top. Prince Alfred just cannot clear the wall that Glenunga set up outside their 50.
Observation, boys. The top 2 players in the league, according to the medal count, Davis and Jolly, both very quiet at this stage.
Agree with
both
that.
Being held. So others doing it. Schwartz has been dangerous, and he's got the ball right now. And that PAC back 6 have been pretty good, it's fair to say. They've repelled. They're holding strong at this stage. At ground level, they're this way, that away, tackle. Ball spills out. I've seen that play before, not this time. Trengrove, he's been busy early. There's a contest there, right in front of us there. But again, Harron, that quick hand to foot release. This time it won't work though. Finds the hands of Brazel. What's he doing down there? Now it's the high up and under down the line. Glenunga in best position. Oh! Fly got his hand to it. And the release, they're out. McNamara's got the pace. He goes straight away to Clark, does he? Oliver Clark. Oh, he's just dropped what he should have taken. The sexiest man at Glenunga, Nick Eagar, right there on the spot. Like he is at the Loverboy nightclub, just always ready to pounce.
Big play there. The late spoil looked like, again, he was going to have a shot on goal. Great desperation from both teams at the moment.
Ball up.
That's not good.
Prince's
We'll play
first
we'll
time
play it
attacking.
down.
Ollie Clark, kick around the body, open goal, right over the goal umpire's hat. We're back to a 1-point ball game. Second goal of the day to Prince Alfred, first to Ollie Clark. And on the Sportal scoreboard, it's Glenunga 2-5-17, Prince Alfred 2-4-16.
And Captain Alex Harron is down behind play. And
Not in a good way.
no, I dare say, to me it looks shoulder.
Starting to move around a little bit now, which is more positive. But that was a huge play by PAC. They soaked up all that pressure in that first 3 minutes. Glenunga were pumping the ball in. They get the ball inside 50 once and score from the stoppage. Glenunga are right on top, but only have a 1-point lead to show for it.
Might be ribs for Harron. Either way, he's not going to be back anytime soon. I'm not sure if his day is done, but he's struggling. Not sure what happened there.
Can't afford to lose their ground level players either, can they, Tommy? They've got so many key position weapons, but he's
been very good as well. He had 7 or 8 quick touches, hand to foot, and he's certainly in a lot of pain. Not sure. You follow him. It's Bilby at ground level here now. He'll need to step up with Harron's absence. Schwartz in front. He's tackled at ground level, looking for the free. The umpire's swarming. He might ping him. He does. They have that. They get that certain mannerism when they're going to ping you, don't they?
The crouching umpire, always.
Crouching umpire. Hidden signal. And they'll come this way, PAC. Like I said, they look all right. 1,058 games of sample and AFL experience will do that to you. McMahon will lead to the boundary line. He's pushed out of the way. Brazel, quick kick down the line by the old T-bone. And it spills out off the hands. So it won't be a free kick. It'll be a ball in around just to the right of our commentary position as Bowden and Wonky get ready to come on.
Like the move that PAC have made, they put Ollie Clark to full forward because Sam Wonky was all over Brazel and they couldn't get through that matchup. But Ollie Clark's a tough matchup at the top of the square. Look out for him in the one-on-ones.
Kennett, good play. Bowden. He kicks it long way and it's all PAC back there. And he didn't have a very good day last time here, but Curran is probably just about the most important man on the ground at the moment.
Doing his thing now, isn't he? Intercept marking, and he can use the ball so well, looking to switch the football on this occasion.
Yep. Big, long, raking Gary McIntosh-like handball to Mazzini. Get it in the hands of your worst user.
The current handball to Mazzini, they would have practiced that all week at training, wouldn't they, Tommy?
Probably a bit harsh for Mazzini. He's not that bad a kick. It's awkward looking. Down the line, they've worked it out, though, to the wing. And at ground level, bobbing around like the proverbial cork, as they say. Wicks gets it. Trangrove. The quick hands are working today as Davis just tackles like a bear. That's a throw. Nothing doing there. Ferocious tackle causes a spillage to Boyan. Boyan will go down to Harry Prosser, I think it is. Harry Prosser with a chest mark. Really good mark here. And again, one of the areas they probably practice from a bit. Both these sides of the ground. He'd be 40 metres out on probably a 50-degree angle, and he's kicking for his first.
And he is the leading goal kicker for Glenunga this year with 32.
Which is ironically the number on his back. Hopefully he can put that to bed.
Unbelievable pressure out there, though, isn't there, boys? A lot of turnovers at the moment.
Great day to be out there. Look at the guys shielding their face from the sun with beer in hand. I envy you, friends. Prosser, what a kick! Harry Stephen Prosser with his first. Met his dad last week. Loves our broadcast. I'm not sure if he's out there watching or he's away again, but if he is either way, your son's kicked his first and Glenunga's third. Glenunga with a 1-goal lead, and at the moment, it is actually goal for goal here at Webb Oval.
Glenunga have had 5 inside 50s to 1. They are playing the better football at the moment. Like I said, I like what PAC did by putting Clark to full forward. That matchup looks dangerous, whereas the full forward Brazel was really under pressure from Sam Wonky. Amazing amount of turnovers that Glenunga produced. Great mark by Prosser. It's been quiet thus far, but the goal umpire didn't move there.
Quarter time at Sacred Heart. It is Tea Tree Gully by 2 points, 5-3 to 5-1. Elsewhere, Golden Grove in the second semi lead Foss by 23 points at quarter time, and Paynham Norwood Union lead Rocks by 10. First semi-final at quarter time. Another Glenunga clearance. Curran Must feel like under siege at the moment. Grabs it, turned left, eventually went right towards that Sportal scoreboard, where it goes out of bounds. You can see it right there. Glenunga by 7 points at the moment, 3-5-23. Prince Alfred, 2-4-16.
6 inside 50s to 1 and 3 centre clearances to 0 Glenunga so far this quarter.
So
Without Abe Davis having an influence, Tommy, which is why Glenunga are such a good team. They have a spread of players.
We're still in there tackling and throwing his body around, so maybe not possessions, but still certainly having, well, impact in one way or another. Not what we used to, though. You're right. This way, that way. I tell you who is, though, Schwartz. He's getting plenty of possessions, high up and under. Who was in best position? Lincoln Bennett, maybe, but the ball spills. He's tackled quickly. We'll have another ball up in front of a nice sprinkling of Reds fans there on their Shiraz.
Yeah, they have a few glasses of Shiraz over there today.
No comment.
Do you reckon they'll be on the old mate? What's your one called again? Sorry, I'll set you up for it. What's it called?
I'm not
Farmers
sure
Leap.
Prince
Down
Alfred
the
people.
Farmers Leap?
A little bit of Farmers Leap out Prince Alfred
Down
way.
Pathfield way,
The
yeah.
owners went to Prince Alfred and their sons are at Prince Alfred right now. So a little bit of Farmers
Okay.
Leap gets through Prince Alfred. Yeah.
Oh, the rich get richer. They'd be on the Coopers out there, I guess.
Yeah, Chris Curran has it at the moment from that back pocket. It's towards the outer side as
mark.
we've got
Just can't clear it at all, can they? They don't
player
want
starting to clear a little bit.
Tommy Michaelani, big grab for middle to undersized sort of player. Plays small.
Maximum temperature about 16 degrees today, which is probably a pretty much perfect conditions to play footy. Certainly has affected this game at all. Mackenzie Slee looks like he's in
They're
better
out.
nick than we saw him during the first quarter. Curran now in the barbecue pocket. Which one was your Tommy Javor pocket here? Other end?
the barbecue pop.
Yeah, that's good. Must graze that area for a while. A really good cover, though, from Glenunga. Normally, every other team you see PAC do that switch kick, they get across, they work hard. Glenunga, head down, gut run, get to the position. And often it's not rewarded.
If Glenunga can stop Curran intercept marking, they can break this game open. Curran is holding up the tidal wave at the moment.
Gives it to Davis. He'll kick it 60. Bang goes the bear. Long line of goal. Big spoil. Good defence there as well. And hey, Glenunga, they won't care if they win by, well, they want to win by as much as possible, but as long as they get over the line at the moment, they've got control of the game, control of the ground positioning, and a 7-point lead, Phil Hurden.
Throw in front of the aforementioned barbecue clubroom entrance here at Webb Oval. That was Koza. A couple of taps from the Redmen towards the boundary line, picked up by Bennett. He was looking for Schwartz. Couldn't quite get a firm hand on the footy. Another stoppage. We're going to see a few of those today, I think. How have you rated the ruck contest so far? Because that's had a domino effect with Geordie Neal out, meaning that Kobe Tozer in. Tozer with Norwood reserves during the year, brings some points with him, which meant no Jaden Davis. How have you seen the ruck battle so far?
Yeah, the ruck battle's just pretty neutral. I think Nick Wunke started really well with his aggression, gave away the one free kick, but you can see Prince Alfred are desperately missing another marking target out there, aren't they, Tommy and Phil? I think we can see that at the moment.
I'm just watching behind the play because there's a lot of direction being given by Darcy Mitchell. He's really good with his voice. Oh, they're under the heat here and just coming in. Johnny on the spot. Huey DeSella. Again, doesn't have to be your day. It can be your moment. Probably the first, maybe his second touch of the day. Yields pay dirt.
I reckon the replay might need to be in slow motion. See number 2. Try and keep your eye on number 2.
Doesn't give up. Stays in. Beautifully done.
Yeah.
Great play.
Johnny on the spot.
If the ball's been living on the full forward line for Glenunga, something's going to happen at some point. Prince Alfred need to get a centre clearance here. Like I said, Glenunga won all 3 thus far, had all the field position. Prince Alfred need their gun players, their experienced AFLS, AFL players to go and win a ball in the middle of the ground. Tommy, get the field position
sure
themselves.
do.
Yeah,
We're back in the middle.
I'm not sure if it really is missing Davis. They're doing all right when they get it inside forward 50.
One entry for one goal.
It's just not getting there.
He can push up, though, and he's just such a beautiful
Yeah.
left foot kick. Anyway, he's not here, so. But a big cruncher body. Tozer just decides to take it on himself. I'm going to make some contest here. But again, that's third free kick, and that's another free kick. Wonky's had a couple of free kicks this quarter. So Tozer's trying to get aggressive, and Wonky's actually been able to extract a couple. Did see him break the record with 11 frees, 4 against in one game earlier this year. My Starfish stats and analytics, I love reading them on
How
Sunday
many
morning.
4 and how many
I think it
against?
was 4 and 7.
Did he get a vote? Because the umpire
it's a good
certainly
tackle.
noticed him.
And another one.
Wow.
Well, he's been involved in 5 free kicks already. He's on record pace.
It's great play for a ruckman to do that, though, isn't it,
Yeah,
Tommy?
yeah.
That's fantastic.
And
play.
kick like that.
Oh, Bennett. And I'll tell you what, just getting a bit of feedback from some people listening on the stream. Really enjoying the call. Very much enjoyed our description of the Wicks or Slee injury. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, the sleeve.
Was it Slee? Yes.
He's back
Apparently
on the ground and
really,
feeling okay.
Yeah, he's fine, but yeah, we certainly...
And great news that Alex Harron looks like he's coming back on the ground,
That
too.
is good, because he looked good.
10 inside 50s to 1, boys. This is a smashing at the
Oh,
moment.
this is Glenunga making their run right now.
Ball has...
Now, Phil, sorry, I said this to you in the 2019 Grand Final.
You
Look
did.
at it lining up. If you wanted one man to be kicking a goal for you to save your life, he is not it.
Yeah, 'cause that was
And,
Nick Davis, wasn't
No,
it?
that was Brett Ansell, and he kicked
Okay.
it from the same spot. And he awkward ball drop, doesn't matter. It's through the middle. Well done, Link. His brother Liam, his twin brother Liam, we were listening. His uncle Tony, who's a lounge singer, of course, in Vegas, will be listening, and the rest of the family. Well done to Linky with his first. He plays a real tough role. He's just in and under, real grunt type player, and he's done very well there. Stan Parsons comes back on.
That's all Nick Wunky, isn't it? You know, free kick in the middle of the ground, then follow-up chase stand tackle, free kick, and laces out a teammate inside 50. That's your ruckman doing that. And, you know, and they brought in Tozer to be a presence, but we haven't called him with a possession around the ground. And when you ask for that ruck battle's going, Phil, I would suggest Nick Wunky's on top of the
All over him now. Lucas Schultz is giving him a chop out. Wunky again will get another clearance. He does with a handball. And he plays for a free kick. Come on, Wunk, you've had your share.
5-0 out of the centre, Glenunga.
Yeah, they're killing him in the middle. And, well, Trengrove, Bradley, Jolly, we talk about them. Jolly's nearly unsighted.
I'm not sure they know where to put him. They want to get him at half forward to use his skills, but the ball's not getting there, so they might have to look to get him behind the football and clear the zone for them.
It's McMahon that's pairing off, and McMahon gets the stat. I mean, he's a guy who's had regularly 25 to 40 touches nearly every game this year. I reckon he'd be on 3.
It's not a real close tag, is it? Bilby's close to him now. He just hasn't been able to get involved because when Prince Alfred zipped the football around, he's in the right places, but they haven't been able to do that today.
No, but as I mentioned in my quarter-time report, that they are looking after him. They're always conscious of him.
Yeah.
What they're not giving him is that easy ball that's set up. He's the one that gets to pull the trigger. And they've had one really effective 45 kick where someone stuffed up the mark. But that was Curran that pulled that trigger. He hasn't hit one of those kicks yet, and he's the man.
Wildman's the other player they need to get into the game.
Yep, and there's Pritchard. Down on, or running with it is Bowden, where Angels fear to tread, coming through. And they'll win it again. Bowden on that left foot. Looks for Tommy Boyan. He gets one in the back, but the umpire's not Boyan it. Okay, that was awful. We'll keep going. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. Singleton comes in board. It's kind of a 45-degree kick, but Zach Smith will lead in the race to the ball. Wunky again.
Oh, good.
He could just about be best man on the ground. He was taken high. He gives the signal. Says umpire Nick Wing. And that's his 7th involvement in a free kick, I think.
Lockie McNamara has it. The chance to send Prince Alfred forward. They need a goal because I reckon Glenunga have kicked the last 3 without reply. It spills to Wildman. Was he pushed in the back? I reckon he might have been. Yep.
One over the shoulder.
And you can tell there's a good crowd here because usually that southwestern pocket is usually deserted. Maybe a man, maybe a dog. Now there's people packed everywhere watching this. Well, if there is a bigger game of footy in Adelaide today, I don't know what it is. As that spills across the boundary line. Was it touched? Yes, just a nick of time. It's going to be a throw-in.
Unlike Wildman to miss that target, Trangove had the beautiful little tick lead. Just missed him.
Implied pressure, isn't it?
Yep.
He would have hit that 99 times out of 100 at training.
It's a game-high 19-point lead. Princes would desperately want something out of this attempt. Bro Schwartz is taken off the ball by Koza, who then couldn't get the ball to Jolly. His bouncing kick, looking in the Ollie Clark direction off hands. And, well, they'll get a point.
May I dare say that Tozer nearly did a Lockwood then?
But nowhere near as spectacular.
There's only one Geordie
Nowhere
Lockwood.
near as spectacular
No.
as Geordie Lockwood's.
No, and good luck in the Brownlow this year, Jordan Lockwood. I think he can win. All right. Oh, great mark there. So they've made the change. Davis has come on for Wunky, and again, Davis just starting to get involved. So it's Mitchell, I should have said, came on for Wunky. And ball spilling. It stayed in somehow. Who is that? This masked man. It's Bilby.
That was Bilby.
Just bobbing around like his namesake, the Bilby
It's
Rabbit.
interesting. I'm not sure we get a shot of the scoreboard at the moment. Have a look at the feather banner on top of that. That's actually blowing fairly hard.
Bit of an anomaly because if you look at the trees, they're not doing much.
No.
Those banners can get a little bit, I don't know,
Sensitive.
autistic.
Prince Alfred will be disappointed with that though, boys. They finally got a forward 50 entry and they allowed Glenunga to go coast to coast on the kick out. So maybe they can clear the ball here.
Yes, and here they go. They're out. Again, the cover though, it's there, 2-on-1. They'll need a fortuitous bounce and they'll need some zig and some zag, and they don't get it from Luke McCauley. Haven't called his name too often today, and there's just some PAC players who are just struggling to get into the game on the small ground, and you can see, Phil, it's more just
Yeah, and it's moving around a bit as well.
it's not
30
really,
seconds ago, it was blowing pretty hard down towards the angle that Glenunga were kicking to.
when I threw the grass up, it did come back towards me, so it is going probably across the ground, if anything.
Gotcha. So throw in. Bo Schwartz decides I'm going to play ruckman. Gets it onto Michael Laney, who left the ball behind. Trying to break through as Lucas Schultz took on in the Glenunga habit. Quick kick. It's inside 50, but there's a great grab taken by, I think, Mazzini.
Yep.
And now let's see Prince's run, because they reckon they've got a little bit of open space here. They do.
They just can't connect
Towards the
from
forward
defence.
50, Glenunga running to the front of the pack,
Eager.
nicely done by Nick Ego. Is he the sexiest man in Glenunga?
Well, I've got you to say it. It took all year, Phil, but I got you there. You know it. We know it. The girls know it. Oh, this hunk of man meat. Anyway, carry on. Good play by PAC there as we get serious again.
Charlton.
Yeah, Charlton it was. Darcy Mitchell underneath it. Oh, good smother. How many smothers have we seen in this game? Quick hands, Trangrove. Even he's set upon quickly. Jolly lumbers after it. He won't be first to it. It'll be the big fella in Tozer, but he gets a fortuitous or a nice little touch even to Pitt. Pitt, unlucky bounce unless you're a Glenunga fan. And the ball just eludes Oscar Clark it is. And it might just not be PAC's day if you watch that play. That was...
Yeah.
That just pitched and went at right angles. The Trengove kicked in. A lot of times that would run in on in and go through.
And the Glenunga B graders who are through to a prelim have just absolutely told him all about it. I don't know if they give us a wave if you're listening over there, boys. They're probably not because they're probably 16
And
deep
we're
in a
probably
cruiser.
in delay, so they won't hear it for another 45 seconds.
Okay. Then why would you listen? Fair enough.
For your jokes and commentary, TK.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. The old reptiles down there, they'd be cruiser number 7 by now, I reckon.
Yep.
On the pineapple vapes.
I
Don't
think I
vape
will.
vapes.
It's been a good quarter for the Rams, but he's still pretty pensive. As this is far from one, or that clearance. Gives Wonky a one-on-one shot. Michael tipping to himself, can't work. Here comes some cavalry, though, in the form of Josh Henke. He'll make sure that it's all kept in the vicinity. Oh, he tried. Somehow out of order, that was ruled that he kept the ball in. I'm not sure how, but the umpires were in much better position than myself. Chris Curran has a pretty important free kick for the Redmen. He'll bring it down towards the broadcast position and just standing atop the flying pack. Darcy Mitchell picks himself up, wheels around. This will land 20 metres out.
Just dying. I'll take over. I'll jump in as they fly in. You posed us the question probably 10 minutes ago about the ruck duo, Phil, and to be fair now, Mitchell and Wanky completely on top are probably leading this charge and have led this charge. Then you've got Davis down there as well, giving him a chop out, just takes it clean out the ruck, gives the handball. They are dominating that area of the ground. So
if Tozer's not going to get his hand on the ball at the stoppage and he's not going to get the ball around the ground and you've left the leading goal kicker out, have to ask the question, Tommy.
What do you do next game you play? Because Princes will get another game, maybe 2.
it's not over yet, boys.
No.
No,
Days,
Princes will get...
We make an analysis on what we're
But
seeing thus far.
Princes will play another game. Even if they win, they've got a decision to make grand final day.
Yes, they sure do. Be interesting to see how Davis went in the 2s today. But anyway, let's stay on this one because it's because there's Tozer, gets his hand. Might only be like the touch.
Would you like me to find out?
Change it.
Yes.
Change that as Clark going wrong way. Again,
Great
beautiful
ball.
defensive play there. Really just stuck with him. That was Bowden. And follows up with a tackle. And Clark's probably had and he's pinged him. He's had 2 or 3 opportunities and the ball just hasn't bobbled for him.
How's the desperation there, Tommy? That was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Yeah, really, really good. As the ball goes out, might be a PAC free, is it? Yep, and they take off straight away. They're just looking for that one thing, that one piece to turn the game. Here it might be. Oh, big spoil comes in off of, was Tommy Humphries flying through, and it's a free kick to Glenunga.
And a little bit of afters.
Yeah, and they're still going. I don't like the treatment there of someone.
I think Brazel's a little bit frustrated, Tommy, today. He hasn't been able to get into the game. He's had 2 opponents on him. He's had to play high this quarter. making contests at half-back as the full forward. Not what you want to be doing.
Andrew Bradley as well, uncharacteristically, normally unflappable, but he's been flapped. So Tozer, he's starting to come into it a little bit now. Probably done the Indy Rogers, give him a bake and he fires up. Gave T3 Gully one earlier this year as well. Hanging with the flag now.
Meanwhile, 13 minutes gone. At Sacred Heart, second quarter. Sacred Heart 6-2, Teacher Gully 5-5.
Maybe not.
Shocked by 3 points in a goal-for-goal kind of footy game.
No way. Aaron, good to see him get a kick. Means he is all right again, but it'll go out of bounds and be a... No, it's floated in. Again, bounce to the ball. Glenunga's way goes for a point. Great crowd here today, it's fair to say. I've obviously at Glenunga every home game for the last 2 years and probably about four of them this year, and biggest crowd I've seen at this ground.
And hopefully they make good coin, a just reward for being the best team in the best division, in the best competition in South Australian footy. As we wheel around, Bo Schwartz had a bit more time than he thought. Bilby free by the boundary. I'm not exactly sure what you would call the kick. It was almost the inverse banana.
Yeah, not sure the coach loves those
you
ones.
Call that kick.
Yeah.
Good luck with Grimer at half time.
Yeah, they always go to the top of the square, Glenunga.
Quick response, looking for Tozer, but stepping in the way, Slee. Showing no long-term issues from his first quarter episode.
Yeah, they are so well drilled and well structured.
Alright, apologies for the technical snafu. We'll just keep on rolling and hopefully we'll be back on here shortly. Tozer with your kick. And Adam, so I need you to play by play because I'm truly blinded now.
It's all happening here at Glenunga Oval as we work by candlelight.
Yep.
There's 1 minute to go, boys. So I'm not sure we can.
Need to call Team Jacob.
Yeah. Less than a minute to go. I'm not sure they've got our winner. So we will go a little bit at half time. It's over right from it.
Say Tozer's lip since we gave him a back, boys.
Yep. David's very bad. And the weakness is go chase this ball back. Lost pitches in. This happened on the end. It's a big strong.
We've lost all power.
Holding the ball.
That was a hot decision, that one.
Got no sound in my headphones, Adam, so I'm not sure if we're going live, but we're acting like we are. Touch another smother. It's Smith who's smothered out of bounds.
It's all happening here.
What? Okay. All right. Very late in the game here. In the half, I should say. Coach Grimer saying no free, and there it is at his half time. Hopefully, we apologise for any audio or technical difficulties we had. We'll work on them at half time. At half time, it is Glenunga by 19 points, 36 plays 17.
You're hopefully watching and listening to the Filming Footy crew at Webb Oval for the second semi-final.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from you and get looked at?
Any club, you mentioned a marquee or a flag or an A banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across you're after.
We're down here at 318 326 St Vince Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Nine News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
And Crone takes the lead in the Gilmore. Crone draws clean out from Mizzy. It's a Queensland victory. And a big payday for his owners, winning the English Millennium in a romp.
But Ayrton the class, and Ayrton won the Victoria Handicap.
But Mahuda goes all the way. Where again, Mahuda?
Taliqua, too classy for them. The Blue Star flashing, beats the ball. A Blue Star gets up the win.
But it's all Globe, 100 metres to go. It's 6 lengths in front. This is an outstanding performance again. And Globe eased down, won the King's Coronation Cup in a canter.
Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Hart Senior College, half time teacher 165 Sacred Heart 6440, but they will be a man down for a little bit of time. Ryan Spittle red carded at about the 24-minute mark of that second quarter for what looked like a frontal bump on Captain Simons of Sacred Heart. More about that as the week progresses. I'll get some Div 2 scores for you, but I might head over to Adam. Adam, what stats do you have for us and your thoughts on that first half of footy?
Yeah, it was a Glenunga half, bar the first 5 minutes, 30 inside 50s to 17, 6 centre clearances to 2, 5 to 0 in that second quarter. Glenunga were all over them. Prince Alfred got some entries late, but it's a game of intercept marks. The unfortunate thing for Prince Alfred is their intercept marks are happening on the last line of defence. Glenunga's intercept marks are happening in the middle of the ground, so they're owning the territory. So how do Prince Alfred get back in this game? We've asked for some of their outside ball winners to get involved. It's very difficult for them to do that. They need to stop Glenunga intercepting the ball on the wing. They need a contest and a spill, and then they need players like Wildman to get to the front and centres and get the ball going their way. That's, in a nutshell, what they need to do. Glenunga need to keep doing what they're doing and just keep looking for some efficiencies and other goal scorers there. They've allowed Curran to probably take a few too many intercept marks for their liking, but apart from that, they're on top all over the ground.
Thanks for that. That halftime score, just to reiterate, from Shock 6-5-41, Tea Tree Gully 6-4-40, Sacred Heart. In Division 2, we have
give me the Payneham score, mate.
First semi-final, Payneham Northern Union of 30, Rocks 35. Rocks by 5 at the halftime break. And Golden Grove lead Foss by 34 points. Of course, if Golden Grove or whoever goes on to win that will be in Division 1 next year. Plus, of course, the Div 2 Grand Final.
Big game, Rocks beat Payneham, isn't it? They always play in September, those teams, albeit have been in Division 1 for the last decade.
A Rocks Payneham final is not unusual. In Div 2 is the unusual part. We'll keep an eye on those as the rest of the day unfolds. But from the perspective of this game, gee, that was a good quarter by Glenunga. I think Prince Alfred scored just the 1 goal. Glenunga scored 3 goals, 2. In fact, I reckon they've scored the last 3 goals of the game. Where's Prince is going to turn this around?
Yeah, it's a good question. We, Adam and I, whilst at the fateful urinary where I dropped my earpiece last time I was here, had a better luck this time with Adam. We were discussing the fact that the first 10 minutes will decide this game because PAC will come and they will come hard after half time. If Glenunga can hold them and even better score against them, we think that might just break them back because, PAC have only scored 2 goals for the first half. We're looking, they're going to need probably, I would suggest 10 goals to win, maybe 9 at a minimum. So they need some punches in bunches. They've got to get some hits on Glenunga. I don't mean physical hits. I mean, it's just as we see. Look at the screen. We see Phil Smith just checking his phone there. He's the richest gypsy in Australia, Phil Smith. Anyway, but PAC need to come at the start of the game. If they don't, at the start of the third, Glenunga will take care of business.
They need something in the half-forward line, don't they? That's what they need. So they're winning the ball at stoppages, but it's irrelevant. They just cannot get a contest at half-forward. Someone to just bring a spill to the ground and then get some crummers onto the ball. That's what they need. So who is that player? I don't know who that player is.
Their ability to transition the ball as well, Adam, just hasn't. The Glenunga setup is too good. For me, I'll take it back a step further. I think they've got to win some centre clearances and get it in there and set the ground up on their terms.
So if I'm Prince Alfred, that's the most disappointing area. With the talent they've got to lose a centre bounce 5-0, shouldn't happen, should it? You know, you've got a 6'8" giraffe ruckman and you've got ex-SANFL and AFL experienced players on the ground and they can't win the ball in the middle. So they need a lift.
They are Bradley, Trengrove, Pitt, all ex-AFL or SANFL players.
And Hayden Jolly's the other one that needs to get involved in the game.
Yeah, so where is Jolly? Jolly's at half forward. So maybe they are trying to get something out of half forward from there.
Alrighty, let's see if anything comes out of the halftime coaches' addresses. Here comes the third quarter in the second semi-final. Glenunga leading. You're with Tommy Javor.
Mitchell versus Tozer. The ball, no clear winner on that one. Tozer's wrapped up, and I've loved Bo Schwartz's game in the first half. I think he's been outstanding. Mitchell, Wonky.
We do have awards to give. The Archie's footwear and the Dartfish beanie for the player of the game, the Moseley Bone Kitchen team player, the magic moment, the play of the game thus far is one I've got to come up with. It might be that steal by Desira by the goal line early is an early nomination from Glenunga, but they have the ball right now.
Yeah, and Parsons is tackled. You see the heat's up, but free kick, a bit overzealous there by the player from PAC. That was, of course, Lucas Schulz.
Got away with one on there, Parsons, and he fumbled, but butted up and got the high tackle against.
PAC probably had an opportunity there. Chain of handballs, just again, not quite clean enough. Not used to seeing that, but the pressure is certainly on as they go long down the line, playing into Glenunga's hands for mine when they do that. But there's not too many other choices out here at the moment. They just try and nestle it forward, Glenunga, and they'll get it to half forward, get it back in their area of the ground, and you'll see plenty of space right in front of Michael Wonky. If they get that high, quick kick, he should be able to use his body to, if not win the ball, keep it in the area. And at the back, it's Michaelani, a left-footed kick. Just down the line, looks for Boyan. Boyan, great fly and grab. That's brilliant. He'll roll onto his right and he'll look for the hot spot. Wonky, he goes to him. And again, good defence there by PAC and good follow-up tackle by Harry Stephen Prosser. He's an interesting one, Pross. He's had to change his game. A 77 goal forward in Div 4. Coming into Div 1, though, it's a very different role he plays. He does it very well.
He's played a bit of wing as well, hasn't he? He's a big boy on the wing.
From the stoppage. Not much ensuring of the kick around the body by Wildman. Clears out defensive 50, looking for Brazel. Glenunga, though, it's nice to pick up by Davis out to Bilby. His kick, it's up. It's going to land anywhere. There it is, about 30 metres out by the boundary line. There's a whole bunch of potential umpiring recruits wearing the double blue.
I think they help then because the umpire has he paid the fee to Glenunga?
Yes, he has.
Great umpiring there by the B&C grade of Glenunga. Obviously very well mentored in previous years. Or tormented, if you like, I don't know. And it's that man, Bo Schwartz, who...
Is he a good snap on goal, Tommy? Can he go around the body here? It looks like he's going for a drop punt from deep in the pocket.
Like a little tip rat on the cheese. You can smell it from a while away. And here comes Glenunga giving us a six-pack. Thank you. And food. Oh, now I'm interested. Thank you so much, boss. And he just goes very disciplined. Top of the square. McMahon gets to the front position. Boying at ground level now. He's tackled and holding the ball, Phil Herden.
All right, so momentarily, Wildman has it. Onto Mackenzie Slee. Slee into the pocket. Suddenly I'm free to commentate. Isn't that incredible? Just save one of those for me, gentlemen. As we go to the outer side, where the play's been most of the day, thank you. Craig Pitt seeing it out. So I wonder whose interest it is at the moment just to keep this game between the 50s and not concede. Is the onus really on PAC to do something now, or are they just trying to stop the Glenunga domination and maybe come home with something? Davis's kick. Bjorn, he's been really good today. He's been busy all over the place. Inside 50 for Wonky. Tries the one-hander grab. It lands in his possession. Curran has him. They chat about Stanford exploits past.
And I'll tell you, Bill, Glenunga setting the standards on and off the field. They've dropped a margarita pizza after us and a 6-pack of Cokes. And that's how it's done. And now you're on pizza duty, Phil. I'll take the call. All right. This way, that way. It's Zach Smith. Usually high up the ground. Gets in the McMahon direction. PAC's ball. Jolly gets a quick handle, but it's stolen like a thief in the night. Who was that? There's a number 18 out there for Glenunga.
He's paid the mark.
Okay, he changed his Guernsey, did he? I haven't called his name.
The worry for Prince Alfred here, boys, is Abe Davis is now starting to get involved.
Yep.
Maybe that tag's been dropped.
And McMahon. And here's Davis again, right on cue. His idea was a bit too quick for his teammates' thought process and holding the ball. PAC got to go for the sake of the game. They've got to go now. They just need one and then change that momentum, change the energy levels.
It's 3 goals, Prince Alfred. They're not that far behind, but they just don't look likely to string 3 or 4 goals together at the moment.
Yeah.
But a long way to go.
They've only kicked 2 for the day, though. And again, Davis working hard. Some people say he's been lazy in that. You've got to watch him live. He works hard. He gets to positions. He does the team things. Very popular character here at Glenunga.
Again, Prince Alfred, just nothing at half forward. They don't have a set structure, a tall centre half forward to kick to. And Tyson Brazel, my buddy bet, not looking good, Tommy, hasn't been able to get involved.
Your buddy bet, mate. I'm going to have to get a wine cellar.
He might get some junk time goals, though, Brazel. Long way to go.
Down the line, it looks like Sam Wonky. And again, they just compete, keep it at ground level. They do all the little things well, Glenunga, and I'm going to throw back to you, Phil Hurden.
5.5 minutes, and there doesn't appear to be anybody on the Sportal scoreboard at the moment, which is fine because there doesn't need to be. There hasn't been a score in the first 5 minutes and 42 seconds. Abe Davis has it, though. Another chance for Glenunga. Wonky was double-teamed. Should free up, so Glenunga are forward. Slee with the tackle and roll. Holding the ball will get the free. And another forward entry repelled. Something Prince Alfred have had to do a fair bit of today. Now they're going to try and run it through the middle of Webb Oval. Coming out hard was Brazel. Couldn't take the grab. They've got it, though. Comes down to Wicks, I think it is, around the body, looking for McNamara. Spills to the front. Quick repel, Glenunga. Can Princes set up a wall? It's with Luke McCauley. He'll send it back exactly where it dropped about 30 seconds ago. Again, Glenunga have some numbers. Davis, the feeder, sends it out. Now they've got some space. Just get the feeling the game is opening up a little bit. Players are finding some space where they had none before. This is Mackenzie Slee. Does well to work around Prosser. Kick left a lot to be desired. It might be effective, though. It was touched first by a Princes player. In the end, though, Slee comes in and lays yet another tackle. This one on Josh Henke, I think, and on Bjorn, and it will be a ball up just outside Princes forward 50.
Yeah, some good transference of players. First time they were able to eat together some connection between forwards and mids, and just started to look a bit better, as you said, Phil, just starting to open up, and that's not what Glenunga will want. But again, there's nothing easy. Even that final piece of the connection couldn't quite find the hands. Toes are dropping the catch. They look more dangerous now, but Davis, as if sensing, working back, gives it quickly to Zach Smith. Zach Smith, long, wide and handsome, and big push in the back there, and the umpire says nothing to him. That'll be a free kick either way to PAC for last possession. Again, down the line, just starting to find a few bodies here. They haven't been able to do that a lot. It's those little tick leads. Here's Trengrove, normally a beautiful user, and he has missed poorly, and Tully Kennett, the recipient there. And he's maybe just going to go, hang on a sec, boys. This is just a bit frenetic for my liking. Let's just get to the 10-minute mark. 3 goals up. and we'll take it from there. And it looks like they might just do that, Phil.
Sort of between the centre wing and the about 40 metres out. Prince Alfred are threatening but not getting within range to get a shot on goal. This one spills out.
Sorry,
in the northeast. That's okay. Northeast playground blocker.
We're commentating between pizzas. We'll go to you, Adam Jeffries. Thoughts on the first 8 minutes?
Unlike Prince Alfred, who is just starting to get the run of play, Tommy, but they can't find a target, and they're so good at doing that. So credit to Glenunga's defence, but they must get the next goal, Prince Alfred, whilst they've got the run of play. Jolly involved.
Free kick. It is. It's a free kick to Hayden Jolly.
It's been one of his first or second kick for the game, I reckon.
He's going to be 55 metres out.
He can kick this.
And he is, if you had to,
Is the free kick to Jolly?
No,
it's to Wicks.
Is it Wicks?
Yep.
What do we think on Wicks' goal scoring chances? He hasn't been a renowned goal scorer.
Not sure he can kick the ball as far and as accurate as Hayden Jolly can, so they probably would rather Jolly had that kick.
He is 15 metres closer, though.
They need this, though, Prince Alfred. They've just had a bit of the play the last few minutes. They just need a goal because, like I said, they're only 3 goals down, so this game is still up for grabs right now.
It's fair to say that 10 will definitely win it. It's Mackenzie Slee. This is with Mitch Wicks.
2 goals for the year.
And he's kicked it. That's his 3rd for the year, but 1st for the day. And 3rd for Prince Alfred. Game on here at Webb Oval, boys. I'll tell you what, that's what we wanted. And here is a really, really good crowd. And we're watching a really good game of football. And for some reason, we're watching the wrong replay here. We'll just have a look at the replay. We'll kick from about 45, Willie. He does. Beautiful drop punt. Goal umpire doesn't move. No stress there. No, nice goal. To Mitch Wicks.
Yeah, big play, big set shot must needed for Prince Alfred. But like I said, they're in this game now. It's 2 goals. Glenunga aren't going to run away and kick 15 goals in this game. So Prince Alfred are going to be a chance. They need a centre bounce clearance right now and put them straight back under pressure.
13 points is the margin. 10 minutes gone, 3rd quarter. Yet to come out of the tea saucer in the middle of Webb Oval, which is absolutely ringed around with people today, which is fantastic to see. Michael Annie tried the kick around the body, only went as far as Schultz. Princes were moving it with just some effort without a possession, but now Glenunga respond. Parsons, the hand pass to Bilby. They got some space here to kick it inside 50. Where's their target? There it is, front and square. Kick from 25 metres out is going to go across the face of goal. It'll stay in. A chance for Bowden, but no, Jolly has it at 25 metres out. Didn't like the inboard, went the outboard and put it straight down the throat of Bo Schwartz. That's something you don't see every day. A really bad miss by Hayden Jolly. Schwartz to the hot spot, to the front. Davis onto Desira. He's already kicked 1 goal from close range. This time he's wrapped up. Henke's kick along the goal line. Top of the square. Wonky the pickup. The quick kick won't be touched. That should. And there's your Princes.
That's the Prince Alfred E grade. I was having a chat with them at half time. A bunch of lads.
Go the ease.
Yeah, trying to get him to Virginia.
Well, it's like for like, isn't it?
I used to teach a lot of those boys in Year 12. They're great kids. There's Mazzini, overlap handball here. Wildman, they want to get it in his hands a bit more. To Clark, familiar names now, getting involved. Transition from one end to the other. But the one-on-one, beautifully won by Nick Egar. Good looks and abilities, got it all. And he finds Bennett. And Bennett's one of those guys that's come all the way through. 6-5, 4-3, 2-1. Finds himself playing Div 1 A grade.
He's lost the boot as well.
Yeah, not in Div 6. But yeah, and he just finds Wonky in that. Now, again, I'm even going to tell you what they call it. They call this skinny march now. So they're just going to slowly march the ball, tick leads, and you take the time off the clock and you control the game. And they go long now down the line, get it into their area of the ground, and once again, they control the game.
Just gives their defenders a breather, that's what it does. But that was a huge play, that last entry. Prince Alfred had got the ball in the back pocket, transition, we're going inside. They score a goal, then it's game on, but Glenunga again just repelled. Great defensive play.
The throw in. Jolly at the front of the pack. Just no space or time. The hand pass ended up with Glenunga and it will spill out of bounds. Should be last disposal rule to Prince Alfred. Can tell you, Yeah, they're just getting underway at Sacred Heart Senior College. Half-time in the first semi-final was Tea Gully by 1 point, but they'll be down a player for about 5 minutes due to a red card late in the second quarter. Div 2, Golden Grove leading Phantoms by 45 in the third quarter, and Paynham Norwood Union have got their noses in front in the third quarter again, leading Rocks by 17.
Good guys do win sometimes.
Golden Grove are going to be a good Division 1 team next year, I feel, boys. I know the
top 3.
Yeah, big call, but yeah, they'll be around the mark.
As we see Davis to Schwartz, the important names of Glenunga getting involved. Look like a big mark, but it is... Okay, it's Mazzini. He'll come with that double-handed drop out this way towards the wing. Protecting the ball drop there was the PAC player, allowing his mate to come in Clark. There's the 45 kick, and now they should be out. McNamara with pace to burn, goes long, down to a one-on-one. Razzle, dazzle, brazzle time. And there it is. I'll tell you what, that's a fairly good piece of commentary there, boys. I've seen it before it happened.
Only beaten by the mark.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was probably better than me.
I was just about to say...
What did he do wrong as a defender?
Nah, that was just tremendous drop zone protection by Brazel. But it was a lead-up play, wasn't it, that just gave him a one-on-one on quick movement. When the ball comes in slowly, Wonky will get him. But with the quick pace of that ball movement, great mark by Brazel. Need this to go through for my buddy Bet, and for the game, it'll be game on.
And great kick by McNamara as well. Not to try and boot it, but to caress it. It's Brazel. You expect him to kick it. He's 30 metres out in a slight angle. He has a very deliberate approach. Little skip step. Head over the ball. Ball drop is good. Connection is good. Follow through is beautiful. His first, their fourth. And all of a sudden, it's game on. It's a 7-point ball game at Webb Oval.
They've just looked likely the last 5 minutes, haven't they, Prince Alfred? That's been just reward because they're just starting to transition the ball from one end to the other. Phil, you called it. The game was opening up a little bit, and that suits Prince Alfred because they will start hitting inside 45. It's a low-scoring game, so they only have to kick 2 or 3 goals to get back into it, and they've kicked 2. Again, I'll go back to the centre bounce. Prince Alfred need to get this and put the Glenunga under pressure. Glenunga have won these important balls all day. Let's see what happens.
Well, it's been a quarter where scoring shots have been a rarity. There's been only 2 scoring shots, both of them goals to Prince Alfred. They've taken the deficit and reduced it from 19, reduced it to just 7.
I reckon it comes back to that point you made before. The very first ball was bounced at him, and you're going to get X amount of shots. You've got to take him. And I mean, we're not AFL here, but it happened to Melbourne. It happened to the Swans. It can happen right here. You've got to take those chances.
They play a high volume inside 50 game, Glenunga, so they kick the ball to the hot spot. It's hard to mark the ball in those packs all day, and they get deep entries. But their ground level players haven't been able to swoop or find free kicks as yet, so she's game on still.
Yep.
To the outer side, picked up by Bradley. They transition it well. Okay, now Slee's got a bit of space. Jukes and dives. Here comes the runner. Prince Alfred are on the move. It's a worm burner kick that heads towards the boundary, fighting to keep it in, but it will spill out.
Just on that point, boys.
The red men are coming.
Sorry, Phil. 38 inside 50s for 5 goals, Glenunga. So that they won't change their game style. But they do, but they do need to find a goal soon, just to keep the scoreboard ticking over.
I think it's not a football term, but there's a bit more faux shizzle in their menizzle, it's fair to say. The red men have just got some spark, and they look a bit different, don't they, this quarter?
Sam Wonke has it, so it must have been gone out of bounds off a Prince Alfred disposal.
Long high ball, pack forms. There's a lot of that now. It's real hard to take a clunk, and they're going to be absolutely vital.
They're big packs, aren't they? It's impossible, even great contested marks. We called Brazel taking one before, but it was in a one-on-one. There's a pack of 10 flying. It's impossible to take it.
Good kick by Parsons, those familiar green boots. But at ground level, they're cleaning up well off half-back, which we didn't see, and they're able to transition just a little bit. Run, carry, and it's not all Curran. Curran with a yucky kick, but it's, again, at ground level. The big fella takes possession. Little wins, little one-on-one wins, and now it's a 2-on-2. Sam Wonke, they'd expect nothing less. That big fist of doom out to what is the biggest collection of supporters I've seen at this ground for a Div 1 game. It is a brilliant crowd all the way around. It looks a bit like a country footy game, to be honest with you.
Just needs the cars.
Sam Wonke's such a good spoiler. He actually angles his spoils to the boundary line. That's a great play, not allowing a crumb.
He's a super footballer. No doubt he's in contention for Team of the Year. As we see Slee on the go. Inside out. Checky. Oh, behave yourself. He hasn't, has he? He has. That's got to be a Neomorph Mouthguard Player of the Day. That is his first Oh, you wouldn't read about it right in front of the PAC fans, and I hope my commentary did it justice because that was out of the clacker.
First goal for Mackenzie Slee this season.
And
Good
at
one.
the time when they just needed it as well. So they've evened up the inside 50 count, 3 goals. Glenunga have not scored this quarter, despite having 8 inside 50s. So, yeah, game on, boys. This is good. This is what we wanted.
Yeah, well, one of the stats I gave was 1,058 of games of SANFL and AFL experience. So you'd think they got plenty to call upon. And fair to say, she's a close game.
Yep, and some serious momentum. Glenunga kicked the last 3 goals, I reckon, of the second quarter.
Yep.
Established the 19-point lead. Prince Alfred have now responded in kind, and it's all about the points.
And umpire says I'll have it again. It's going to be a very interesting three-quarter time chat for
Here we go.
Was that a little bit after?
Davis and Slee.
Yeah.
Slee's playing on the football now. We called him. He's usually a half-back defender, isn't he? But that's the little move they've made. He's on to Davis, and he scored the last goal.
We would be letting him know about it too. All right, Glenunga here. I'll just got to hold. This is everything we wanted and more, boys. It's hard to pick.
Glenunga have lost a little bit of ascendancy around the stoppage, but leaving 6 forwards forward of the ball.
Kennett's just pushed off the ball there. And again, coming out the front of the stoppage is PAC. They've done this a few times, but it's the tip rat, Schwartz at the back, finding Sam Smith, one of his best mates in life, to Will Davies. Davies, beautiful long-looking kick to Mitchell, and they fly. Pack of 8, buoyant from nowhere, and he has just rushed it when he probably had enough time to, well, run in.
It was a shame because it was a fantastic front and centre. Just rushed it, but that's the pressure of the game now, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
That's the implied pressure. It's there even when it's actually not.
Yeah. I'll go live, Phil, because they're going to come right down the line into your blind spot, and there's going to be a pack of about 8. And in front is Tommy Michaelani, and they just push it to double 8. That's Wicks. Down the line now, it's in front of us. It's all Zach Smith, but he's going the wrong way, off balance. Comes Sam Smith, bit of brotherly love there, some support, but PAC with the numbers. It's bobbing around, back to Zach Smith. Comes out to Sammy Parsons. Sam Wunke, you can trust him at the back. And he just puts it out wide and makes it someone else's problem. But Wildman and Bilby lead into the race of the ball. Nice touch by Wildman to the advantage of his teammate. He's tackled. You don't get around Tommy Bilby. He's a very good tackler. The umpire says, out of bounds, throw it in.
Good neutralisation there by Tom Bilby. 2v1 out there. That's a ball that could be easily won and pumped back inside 50. Great tackle. Play we haven't called a lot, Bilby. They might need him to get his hands on the football soon.
Just looking to get in front for the first time since the early stages of the first quarter. Nothing will come out of that. Michaelani tackled by Slee. Then Trengo.
Prince Alfred scored in the first 2 minutes of the game, didn't they? And then really until the last 5 minutes hadn't been able to get a run on, but now they're well and truly in the match.
Umpire's found a free will go the way of Prince Alfred.
Just everything's starting to go right, and off the mark, flying is Wildman again. Breaking a line. They weren't able to break lines earlier on. Just doesn't quite get the connect he needed, but strong standing up in the tackle was McNamara. They keep possession, bobbles around, but they're keeping it in front. Bradley, he's a beautiful user, and that's laser-like. Now, this is not... We've seen throughout the year, Phil, you can kick goals from this pocket. It is not an impossible pocket. It's not a Tommy Javille pocket.
I would suggest that might be in the first handful of marks that Prince Alfred have taken inside forward 50 today.
Yep. It's Craig Pitt, the coach. He's going to kick from 45 metres out on a very acute angle, probably a couple of metres in from the boundary line.
Could tie it, could be for the lead.
Could miss everything. Options are plenty, Mr. Pitt, and he comes from just inside 50. It's a big kick, it's a high kick, it's near side, I think. It is. Scores a level. Scores a level. Webb oval. 22-minute mark. We've got a hell of a game here, boys.
Yep. Everything that's happened so far counts for naught because it's all tied up. 36 apiece. We'll get you an update from Shock a little bit later. Right now, all eyes are here. The kick in looking for Beyond. 3 Redmen went up. A couple of Glenunga players stayed down. Haran was at the end of a chain of a couple of hand passes. 2-on-2 contest, but Chris Curran, who was so good when Glenunga were charging earlier, though his kick, give the man a rap. Might be Sammy Parsons, I reckon, who's put that on the boot.
Wow.
And he has.
That's a huge play, boys.
That is a massive turnover, and Glenunga fans breathe a sigh of relief. They've kicked their first goal of the third quarter. They've got their lead back. It's only a goal, but that reverses a run of play as we see Mackenzie sleaze one. There's the turnover.
One step.
Parsons one step.
Bang.
Open goal. Thanks for coming.
Former North Adelaide player, Sammy Parsons. Well, suffered a horrible nose break last year. Getting Spock, I'll just say it.
But that, Tommy, one step, 47 metres out, you know, when his team desperately needed a goal, that's a fantastic finish. Big response by Glenunga.
Yeah, bit of instinct. Flying high as Tozer. No one takes any ball with it, though. And they need a centre break. Oh, great smother, Andrew Bradley. That's class. Follows up with a tackle on Michael, and he's just able to push off. Quick kick there. And again, it's Harron. Is it? No, it's might be Desira or Bilby. Big pack flies. They spoil each other at ground level. It's all Glenunga here. Overlap to Wonky. Wonky just off the instep of the shoe, and it'll be a turnover. And Abe Davis absolutely gives him a spray like you'd see out of a garden.
I think Davis wanted the little chip ball to the top of the square then from Nick Wonky. I thought Nick was entitled to have a shot there. He's 45 out facing the goal. Just hit the instep.
Trengove with the clearing kick finds the target in Schultz. And they've started like a starter's pistol. Everybody's running forward now for Prince Alfred. It's a hot footy about 60 metres out. Wildman ran past it. He's run and picked it up. That's Slee. Had enough strength to get the hand pass out. The kick inside. 2-on-1 Glenunga. As everybody loses their feet on that contest. It does spill out of bounds, and there's a Prince's player a bit slow to get up.
I think he's been hitting south of the equator, somewhere in the Mexico region. That might be a leg injury. That's nice, Sam Wonky. Hey, you're right, mate. You're right. I've got to tag you, but you're right.
Yeah.
And then when the ball comes in, he'll give him an ear massage.
Yeah.
Tell me where it's sore.
Yeah.
Right leg, or let me see if I can do the left leg for you.
Well, it's going to go straight to these two now. It's going to be Brazel and Wonky.
These are the slow plays that Wonky is very good at spoiling. He'll look to hit up a short in the pocket here if he can.
Well done. Well read. Sammy Smith there, just standing in the danger zone and taking the mark.
We've hit 25 minutes. Three-quarter time is imminent.
Won't be a long quarter,
Princes
will
would
it,
love
gents?
one more goal at least to the downhill end with the advantage of whatever breeze there is today. And fair to say it's been the scoring end.
I think we've got a sling tackle in the crowd as well. The big ruckman Tozer with the old school sling to the ground. Abe Davis not impressed with his tackling
red card.
technique. Is that?
It's a red card.
Was that a red card?
Well, yeah, it was a red card.
A red card for a tackle.
Yeah, they don't like the sling and big Tozer. And
I got to say, gentlemen, that's a big penalty for a tackle.
Well, we had a red card against Teacher Gully at Shock earlier today.
So he's
off for 10. Can't be replaced.
And he can't come back on. And do you get suspended if you get a red card? What's the rule there, gentlemen? Do you miss a match? There is a league rule with a red card, unless it's rescinded during the week. I still think that's a harsh penalty, gentlemen, in a final to go the red card for a sling tackle, which normally gets looked at on a replay during the week. And this is the guy they brought in to leave Davis out. So it's a big call, isn't it?
He's copping the nah, hey, goodbye from the BNC grade.
But having said that, it was a sling tackle, and we don't want it in the game.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, to be honest with you.
It's a red.
It was red, yeah.
For 10.
10 minutes, yeah.
Big play, boys, because that'll go into the start of the fourth quarter, won't it? That 10 minutes. So Glenunga will have a huge opportunity to get on top.
I would suggest now it would be all-time special for PAC to be able to get the chocolates, because
it hurts Prince Alfred because they're on top and they're getting the ball inside 50. Obviously, they'll have to play with only 5 forwards during this time.
So where is the current loose Glenunga player? I see them actually in defence. I've got
I'd suggest
so
they're
Smith
around the
and
contest.
Wonky on his
3
own.
Glenunga players to 2 in that scoreboard sort of flank pocket area, which is where the ball is now. And Princes have got some space to work it from the boundary line, 50 metres out to a 2-on-1 contest.
And that's probably the one there, Phil.
And that's fantastic work by the Princes player to keep it a contest, waiting for the cavalry to come around. And then Davis kicks it out. That's the siren. Now that went, I reckon they used up about 2 minutes of the 10.
Yep.
So expect to see Tozer probably back at about the 8-minute mark, but It's going to be quite interesting discussion at the huddles, and you might want to check the umpires as well, TJ.
I'll be back, boys.
Alrighty, we've got ourselves a footy game. Don't go anywhere. It is Glenunga Rams 6-6-42 leading Prince Alfred 5-6-36. One of these teams is 1 quarter away from the 2023 Grand Final. We'll be back after the break.
Folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Well, glorious day for some finals footy in the South Australian capital. There you can see Webb Oval, the Glenunga High School, the Parklands of Adelaide, the CBD, the Adelaide Footy League Final Series being brought to you by Filming Footy. This is the second semi. There's the huddle. Some of the biggest huddles.
Wow.
I mean, that's Sandful level huddles at Suburban Grounds. It is why not? It's a big day. Glenunga Rams 6-6-42. Leading Prince Alfred 5-6-36 in a quarter where Prince Alfred kicked the first 3 goals to tie it up. Glenunga got one back late. Can tell you in some other scores around the ground, Tea Tree Gully lead Sacred Heart by 20 points, 9-8-62 to 6-6-42. That's at the 17-minute mark of the third quarter. Golden Grove lead Foss in the third quarter by 56 points, and Payneham Norwood Union lead Ross Trevor. That's the first semi-final in Division 2 by 13 points. Tommy Javor is in the middle of that somewhere. We'll get.
He's lost in the crowd, I think, Phil. It's a massive crowd out there.
We'll get his report shortly. But Adam, what stats were prevalent in that third quarter?
Well, PAC won the inside 50 count after getting absolutely demolished in the first half.
I know. As soon as I cross to you, TJ emerged. Let's go.
All good.
To Tommy Javor.
Again, a tale of 2 very different huddles there. PAC very calm. They need to continue to be aggressive. The forwards have to push up. So look for them to roll up to stop that. Obviously down for another 8 minutes without a man. Bit of discrepancy over how long that is between Glenunga and PAC. Keep spreading hard, keep spreading hard. We must look up when we go inside the 50s was the message from PAC. And then a lot of come on Reds, come on Reds, come on Reds. You can hear the Glenunga crowd just starting to percolate over there, just frothing. Abe Davis led the charge. We want to play in a grand final. We want to be mates forever was the cry. Mid, get the ball going our way, keep the ball in tight. Don't cough it up. But now, as you can see, the Glenunga huddle spread behind me. There's a lot of passion, a lot of enthusiasm. For the first time in 45 years, they look to make a grand final. They're willing themselves there. It's anyone's go from here. Back to you, boys, in the box.
Thanks for that, TJ. So, Adam, some of those stats that you had from before?
Yeah, like we said, great analysis there by Tommy out in the field. But yeah, Prince Alfred won the inside 50 count. Glenunga had huge volume, 30 inside 50s in the first half. But Prince Alfred won the inside 50 count in that half. Their half forwards made a contest, so they couldn't intercept. And they were able to get some dangerous ball inside 50, pretty simple. But Glenunga just need to find their ground level players like Bayun, Bilby need to find some ball because they're going to pump the ball in long. They're not going to change their game style. The big forwards for Glenunga will make the contest. They need their small forwards to get on top and find a crumb. I think 2 goals to Glenunga, 3 goals to Prince Alfred wins it, Phil. It's been a tight tussle all day. So who's going to stand up? Who's going to be the hero? It's normally the small forwards.
Who's going to go and ruck? They got no ruck left for the final quarter. You mentioned there's a decision what would happen if Princess didn't have ruck. We're going to find out.
Not the tallest ruckman, sorry.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
19 minutes gone of the third quarter down at Sacred Heart. They've goaled. Margin back to 14 points in favour of Tea Tree Gully. We'll keep an eye on that. Bottom line is that will finish after us. Our main focus will be here.
Just a quick run, Phil. So, Tozer off for the quarter. And they'll play with 17 to the 9-minute mark and 9 seconds from the final quarter. Crucial first 9 minutes, it's fair to say. Can Glenunga get the break? And we're up and running. In ruck, it's Wonky, winning as you'd expect. Looks like he's being held, and he was being held, the PAC player. And that was Trengrove. So he goes quickly. This is what they want. He's fell downfield. He didn't take the mark anyway, McNamara. This is exactly what they talked about. We've got to keep pushing, got to keep spreading, but now we've got to connect. They look for a little one up the middle. Good pressure from the defender there. That might have been Egar. And it comes to ground level, in tight. They'll get out this time, Glenunga. Straight down the guts. It's all Curran back there. Hard to believe they've got an outnumber back there, but they have. Forward.
So Curran has it. Just defensive side of the centre of Webb Oval. On a beautiful spring September finals afternoon. Heads to the hillside. Coach Pitt leads the race to the ball, kicks it along inside forward 50. Ollie Clark with the pickup. Then he lost his footing. Glenunga a quick despairing kick. That's going to struggle to stay in, but stay in it does. Glenunga player, I think, tried to play for the free kick there. Nothing being given. It will be a stoppage. It'll be pretty much true centre wing. Someone's brought the picnic rug. Why not?
2 questions for you, Phil. What was the Paynham score?
Paynham leading by 13 points near three-quarter time.
Okay, excellent. As the ball's going to spill out of bounds, is it? No, this way, that away. Quick kick. It is out of bounds. And the other one was, I missed the Tea Tree Gully score. Did you say Tea Tree Gully leading?
Tea Tree Gully leading by about 14 points last time I looked.
Straight sets for A's and B's for Sacred Heart, potentially.
Not yet, but
potentially.
14 points is still the margin 20-minute mark of the third quarter.
Okay, so anything can happen. Interesting, though, you can see 17 men doesn't guarantee you victory. Tea Tree Gully could still win, having had a player red carded, and we've got a holding the ball right there. At the moment, I could be wrong at it, Jeffrey. It's just a bit of momentum for PAC.
Yeah, and this is where it's hurting when they just have to really be methodical now as they go inside 50 with being a player down.
Well read by Smith, sorry, Phil.
Yeah, that's okay. Smith shows the footy, gives it to Davis, who's got busier. Noticed he probably had as many possessions in the third quarter as he had in the first 2 and then some. Glenunga are going to have the free kick, and we'll have a chance to rebound off their halfback flankers. A massive players go past. How many players are in that sort of mini-league oval of the ground? Probably 30 of the 36. Manzini takes a strong mark for the red men.
Whatever happens, win or lose, Glenunga, when they review this game, Tommy, the amount of intercept marks that Prince Alfred have been able to take, normally they're so good at just getting those balls to ground, but today Prince Alfred have been dominant in the air down back.
Yeah, and at Nord Oval on grand final day, should they get there, a bit more space to work in as well for some of those defenders. So they're going to have to really tidy that up, you're right. Fucking mark, not paid. Out the back, though, they've got the numbers. They'll go down to the wing, but it's all Wonky there. A good clunky from Wonky. Well done. He's been good today, Nick Wunke. Goes down the line. Again, I don't think you're going to see any great risks taken by Glenunga in this quarter. And Parsons is it inside out. He's had one great finish today. And at the moment, Phil, if Glenunga were to win, who's your player of the day? Is it the Sam Parsons goal or is it the...
Yep.
It is. Okay, you answered that one pretty quick. Yeah. And if PAC win, it probably would be the Wicks goal?
Yeah, the one by the boundary that they kicked.
Was it Wicks or Slee?
Slees.
We're still doing all the awards today, even in the
Yes.
final? I have to they're going to be very quick interviews because the winning team is going to want to go and do their
Ice
thing.
up.
Yep.
That's right. Here's some Archies. How do you feel? Moseley Bone Kitchen. Enjoy. Hayden Jolly with the clearance. Bradley had to wait for it, had the strength and the poise to get it and get the hand pass on. Redman will move it down the broadcast wing. In good position though. The Rams finding Belby. True centre wing position. Broadcast western side. Taking some time. It is it's a 7-point game. Coach Craig Pitt walking past, looked a bit on the winded side.
Ginger.
Bit of a corked thigh, I believe, but he'll be right.
4.5. There's another little scuffle. 4.5 minutes.
You can feel the tension in this game right now, can't you, boys? The next goal right now is so critical.
There's a big blow-up between some officials as well, I might add, at three-quarter time, about how many minutes to go.
And Slee's cramping up on the ground as well. Not a good feeling.
Well, it's funny when it happens to someone else, though. Davis is giving him one to go. Won't help the cramp, will it? Ground level buoyant gets low, and you get low, and you go, and you often get a free kick, and that's a crucial one.
Slee's been good though, hasn't he? He's gone on the ball. It's been a bit of a duel. He's not tagging Davis. They're both getting the ball. It's a great duel. Not sure if Bayon's got the distance in here, boys.
You're trying to improve the angle.
Look for the ball to that 15-metre hot spot. Prince Alfred will be aware of it. Caught them off guard in the first quarter, but they'll be ready for that now.
Well, we're right behind it. James, our mobile cameraman.
I'm not sure he's got to take his absolute best kick. He's going to kick from probably 52. Probably pull it near side, I'd suggest. Puts it up. Someone could find the ball, that'd be great.
It's going to fall short.
Didn't quite have the distance as suggested. At ground level, this is where Glenunga want it, owning the territory. But this is chewing up time for Prince Alfred in about 3 minutes exactly. They'll throw an extra player out there. They'll be 7 points down. And I think it's still anyone's ball game.
26 minutes gone at third quarter, and it is Sacred Heart trailing by 7 points.
Michael only round the corner, doesn't quite get the purchase. Bobbles off of Pross's head, I think. And at ground level, there's a lot of umming and ahhing and calling, and we're going to have another ball up here. It's almost the calm before the storm. The storm is coming. Something big is about to happen. Will it be a Bo Schwartz free kick? Will it be a transition from PAC? We're about to find out. Here come PAC. They try and clear it. Down the line, though, they've got the numbers. Zach Smith, intercept mark. And at ground level, it's Glenunga with a 3-on-1. Nick Egar loved his game. High up and under. Make it someone else's problem. Oh, big fly. Just didn't come down with the chockies. Oh, it's a bit of a throw. But it's play on. And a good strong tackle there from Chris Curran. And we'll have the ball up 25 metres out.
That's the
Get
definition.
the binoculars out for this one, because there's a lot of people around this ball, and then there's a backdrop of a lot of people standing up and watching.
Trying to operate in the phone box here.
Jolly and Rutt appeared to be held off. There is a Princess player playing for the free kick to say they were held off the ball. Nothing paid. Of course, the umpire's got to see it to begin with before they can adjudicate. Parsons has some space. Time for a snap. This is not going to cross the goal line. It's going to lob in the goal square. And just before Hinkie could get boot to ball, he's tackled about 2 metres out. There'll be another ball up. Three-quarter time at Shock. It's Sacred Heart 8-7-55, trailing Tea Tree Gully 9-8-62. A 7-point lead to Tea Tree Gully at three-quarter time. 1 minute before Prince Alfred can bring on the replacement player. And this is a bit like an ice hockey power play. So far, they've done all right, one short.
However, the ball will be turned over here because of a kick to Sam Wonke. And now, again, one thing I'll say about Seven's going to win here. 7 goals will win this game because Glenunga aren't really looking to take any risks or score. They've got a very set structural pattern that doesn't allow them to. They won't switch. This is as dangerous as it'll get, and that's still down line of goal. Big pack forms. Buoyant at ground level. This is a big snap. David, oh, that is absolutely brilliant football there by the PAC defender. I missed who it was, but that little touch, really, he's cramping, so I assume it's still Slee. Do that with cramp.
Real desperate defending from Prince Alfred. They're known for their ball movement, aren't they? But their defensive ability there was fantastic.
Yep.
And it looks like they've got the extra about to come back.
Josh Perks is ready to go at a second notice.
Will he still be as powerful without the mullet?
Just waiting for match officials to agree.
I've got it as 4, 3, 2, 1, and he's on. 18 on 18. 8 points the difference. 20 minutes to play in this one, maybe at the most. Maybe even as little as 16. Kennett's caught. That's holding the ball. Umpire doesn't like it, and neither do the PAC faithful. All bubbles round, and gee, it's like I know you're not a Royal Show fan, but it's just like being on the smash. One of those Dodgem cars. They just bang into each other, and
bounce right
there's
on.
no give. Yeah.
It's just an amazing amount of players around the ball. It's like watching an under-10s game. They're just following the ball. And
Respectfully.
Respectfully, and there's a couple of pairs of forwards forward of the ball, and that's it.
I'll tell you what, Prince Alfred did all right. That 10 minutes, 1 player short, conceded just 2 behinds.
Yes, that is good.
Bo Schwartz has the clearance, has the snap, has the goal! That is huge! The first of the final quarter. Glenunga now an 8-point margin as we tick over 10 minutes
14
of the
point
final.
margin.
14, correct. 14-point margin, that's a big buffer. The first goal of the final quarter was always going to be huge. Bo Schwartz has kicked some big goals this season. That's a massive one.
And this is a guy who's a right footer by trade, and he's working in a phone box, left foot, big snap on goal. Huge goal for Glenunga. This game's still alive. Glenunga need to score at least once more because PAC will come. They'll hit the scoreboard once or twice. It's a grim game of football. Desperation from both teams is unbelievable. What you'd expect from a Division 1 final.
Yep, crucial set of clearance right here. The palm down by Glenunga, straight down. And this is what they talked about at 3/4 time. They will try and keep this in close. They don't want any easy, quick spread. Be very interesting to see how this plays out. Interesting to see some of the PAC reactions. They wouldn't have been used to this position. Sam Parsons playing in front. He'll send it right down deep into that pocket where they want it to. McMahon, and they spoil. It's going to be very hard to transition the ball from here for PAC. I know there's a lot of time on the clock, but I think Glenunga have got one hand on a grand final spot.
Well, Princes haven't had an inside 50 for quite some time.
Any huge objections to that if the result stays the same? No worries. Any huge objections to? We've still got awards to do, and it's very difficult to do.
Yep.
It's been such a tough, tight game, hasn't it?
And if PAC get up, I'll screw that page up and do 4 new ones.
That's why I always print 2.
It's only once this year I've had to, I've been bluffed, but anyway, here we are. Quick kick forward by Lincoln Bennett. Will go into the pocket, and sure he should have taken possession of that, Chris Curran, because now it's going to be a ball in.
Well, I reckon Glenunga are a goal away.
Yes.
One more. They've got their 3-goal buffer back, and that, on this kind of day, should just about be enough.
Well, 14 points requires, it is almost a 3-goal buffer in a sense that they're going to have to kick 3 goals, PAC. You don't see them kicking 2 goals 3, so it's 11 scoring shots playing 15, and the tempo of the game now is just stop-start. As I think you might have alluded to, under 10s, there's a bit of that about it.
They need to try and switch the football, change the angles, Prince Alfred. Easier said than done, though, against the Glenunga defence. But even from this position, it's incredibly difficult to try, but the margin's irrelevant in a final, isn't it? So if you go up the guts and turn one over, well, it doesn't matter if you lose the final by 20 or 15. I think he's looking. He knows if he goes up the line, it's going to be impossible to get it through.
And he goes up the line.
Yeah.
I agree with everything. I was buying what you were selling, mate, but he wasn't. And
again, you can't get through. You've just got to try.
Definition of insanity, isn't it?
Intelio up at Harpers Field, second semi-final into the 4th quarter. Golden Grove lead by 81 points. in the second semi.
They'll win from there.
That's a statement, isn't it, to win that game by 80 points?
Bilby inside out, Checky. Oh, nearly finds McMahon, is it, or Boyan? Either way, that's going to do.
That's a very interesting route to go.
Yes.
From one pocket to the other. But a good visionary kick under pressure gives them the best percentage shot at goal they're going to get with Parsons.
Yep, he'll take a full minute here.
And whilst he's doing that, the first semi-final Div 2, final quarter, Paynham leading Rocks by 7 points.
He's capable from here, Parsons, isn't he? Kicked that beautiful one-step goal in the third.
Parsons lining up. It's a tough shot from there, but they do practice them. It's just gone across the face, has it? Ooh. Yes, it has. The outer side celebrate like it's 1999, but just a minor score.
What was that thing you had to start us off with today?
Tozer neat.
CNC music.
CNC music. Actually, yeah. Things that make you go,
Goal umpiring decisions.
And it is 10 home wins in a row for Glenunga in Division 1 this year. Certainly found their range on this tiny ground. It's not tiny. Oh, Darcy Mitchell, big flyer. BAC needs some magic. They need it right now. They need it in the next 2 minutes or this game is over. Davis won't let it happen. He'll just send it down to the pocket, but taking the mark. Oh, it's play on. It's touched.
Okay.
And unfortunately there for Cam Pritchard, not going his way.
So it's a ball up, just on the 50-metre arc, tap to Perks. A lot of players around the ball, as there has been for most of the day. Glenunga have an extra player, a kick behind. That's Darcy Mitchell.
So if I'm Prince Alfred, I've got to pull an extra number out of this stoppage and get them forward of the ball. Because even if they win it, they're going to kick into the Glenunga numbers. They have to roll the dice.
Kennett's kick.
Kennett's curse.
Closer to ordering a Kransky than scoring on the scoreboard.
Curran's going to look for the switch and he's out.
Got to go. Oh, umpire says no. No comment.
And then the ball doesn't go back to him.
It's probably one of the more frustrating technical parts of umpiring. We see that at all levels.
They've been all right today, the umpires.
Yeah. I should give them a mention because I didn't pre-game. We've got Chris Rush and Marek Carls, our field umpires, Michael Polnitz and Brett Heritage on the boundary. Alex Garman and Robert Tainish, our goal umpires this afternoon.
It's in Trengrove's hand. This must be the one. But the kick favours probably well played by Egar. In there supporting him is perhaps Wonky. It bobbles around and comes out to Glenunga, and again they should be able to push it forward. Kick's blocked by PAC play. He gets it back, but it's hectic in there. It's traffic. It's congestion. There's nothing easy, and umpire plucks out a hold in the ball because Philly had a lot of a prior opportunity there.
That's the template for Prince Alfred, though. They switched the ball and they got it out to half forward. They just have to keep trying it. The margins are relevant. You've got to roll the dice, take a risk.
It's go time now, isn't it? There's 8 minutes. So, yeah, it's now. It's now or it's never.
Towards that boundary line. It'll spill over.
Probably not where they want that kick to go, is it? You know, they've gone wide. They've just got to try and get some corridor ball once they're forward of centre. But again, it's easy in the commentary box. Glenunga are so well drilled defensively with numbers around the ball and numbers up the line behind the ball.
Dietrich Galley by 12 points, 4 minutes into the final quarter.
Wow.
And at Sacred Heart, of course, a team that we thought would barely win the elimination final, let alone the week before. Currently, could break open the big four that we've seen most of the season, as there's a Glenunga player. Looked like it was taken high, but 15 points the difference here.
Well, they already broke the big four open because they beat Port District.
They beat Port District.
Now
they're in the top three. That's right. You're quite correct.
Yeah, it's down to the big two if they can get up there, and they really have been the big two, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, the Sacred Heart season, for mine, has been one of the most impressive ones, given where they came from last year.
Yeah, sure. Like Glenunga, qualified with a double chance.
Yeah.
Looking like they'll go out in straight sets because that Div 1 finals experience. It takes time to win one, they say.
It's taken Glenunga a while, but they're looking the goods here.
Just pulled it there, got the percolator involved. Without his kills, he looks very different, doesn't he?
Inside 50s have been lacking this quarter.
Yeah, and ball comes along down the line. Oh, it's a good mark. Falling over. Well done, Mitch Wicks, is it? No, it's Oliver Clark.
Tom Humphries.
Tom Humphries, yep. Very vocal on the sideline. Trengrove at ground level. He's clever. He's very clever. And this game's alive still. We said it had to happen now. It does happen now. It's Jack Trengrove, sorry, with his second goal and their sixth. And this is game on, boys.
This is a big centre clearance now, though, isn't it, boys? There's still plenty of time in this match. There's still 6 or 7 minutes to go. But they've just started to try and shift the football, haven't they? I felt like they've left it a little bit too late, but they've just started to shift it, and they've just gotten through 2 or 3 times. So, but now, there'll be 6 everywhere, or do Glenunga throw a spare back? But it's a big centre clearance to get some field position because Glenunga have dominated the territory. I haven't put them away just yet. Glenunga need one more score and it'll be game over. But if Prince Alfred can score in the next 2 minutes, she's game on.
Rather than a long kick, it was a measured kick. They do battle in the ruck. Goes towards the Prince Alfred goal, but it's all Glenunga leading back to it. Davis to Harron. He very rarely gets caught. He goes long down the line. McMahon in good position. Well done there, Tommy Boyan, is it? No, it's Henke. He hasn't had a big day, Henke. He just takes a moment, though, and it can all turn around for you. But they're out. Are they? No. Again, Nick Wunke it is. Just at ground level, taking possession, not fumbling. Little fundamentals now are crucial because we wouldn't have more than 6 minutes.
So if I'm Prince Alfred, it's third man up, get the ball to space, get 6 or 7 players forward of the ball, roll the dice.
Well, it's a throw. Anyway, here we go. And if they're out here, they're off. It's Pitt. He's clever. He'll swing inboard. Nice looking kick. Will he find McCauley, though? No, working back beautifully there is Will Davies, the young fella. Ball still bobbing around, though. Again, desperate play there. Oh, kick off the ground there from Wunke. Not from Wunke, from Nick Egar. That is absolutely brilliant.
That's a big play, wasn't it?
If he actually intended to do that, he couldn't do it.
Might have been Will Davies, actually. And, of course, Will's played a lot of B grade this year. They absolutely, and they're giving him the big Messiah chance. Chanting his name, but it's going to come back just as quick as it went out here. PAC are not done with yet. Big tackle. 20-minute mark gone. How long do you reckon to go, Phil?
We have had, one goal kicked. We've had a lot of stoppages.
3 goals kicked.
So you're quite correct. So 28, I reckon.
We have had a lot of stoppages, you're right.
28 minutes. Right now,
Karen.
It's all for Prince Alfred to do. They're at the wrong end of the ground to do it. And Bo Schwartz is in the vicinity, ensuring they won't escape.
I think one more gets the job done, doesn't it? For Glenunga, for certainly.
Oh, certainly if Glenunga score, it's game over. But Prince Alfred again need to roll the dice. Third man up. Get some more numbers forward of the ball.
Nice and deep for Glenunga. They'll be happy with it down there. And time ticks along, and each time that second clock goes forward.
Glenunga practiced this in the games that they were smashing teams, we called, didn't we? When they just kept going to the siren, they practiced for this scenario. This is what you do in this situation. You get the ball out wide, and they're well drilled.
Just to confirm, it's been a 2-goal quarter. Glenunga have kicked 1 goal, 3. Prince Alfred have kicked 1 straight.
Wasn't it a point of the difference at 3/4 time?
No, it was 6.
Oh, okay.
1 goal.
All right, so it may not go 28.
No, I think it will.
And ball goes out of play. It'll be a Glenunga ball.
Glenunga have been so good, keeping the pressure on.
Sam Parsons coming off with injuries. Nick Egar again. It's been really good today.
Parsons pushing himself to get off the field. Coming on was Harry Prosser, who's
been sent to a wing, which means he'll roll back defensively.
Coming in defence.
Yeah.
The leading goal scorer for the team. Meanwhile, the ball struggling to come out of there at the moment. We've ticked into 22.5 minutes.
No one in the forward line for PAC, so there you go. They're calling 2:40. I assume there's 2 minutes 40 to go.
Which is not very long.
No.
Glenunga will just... So when you're Prince Alfred, you actually need to train this during the week. You need to take people away from the stoppage. Even let Glenunga win the ball and get some numbers behind the stoppage. It's impossible to transition.
Third man up, maybe. Yeah. Here's Jolly. Certainly his quietest day off. Seen him play this year. They've done a great job on that. Just pushing forward. They talked about this at 3/4 time. Oh, and this is the moment now. They've got to go now. There is no second chance. And why wouldn't you go to him? And he should go as well. He does go.
But
Great
Glenunga, as
spoil
they seem to have had all day, the extra work rate, the extra number, that was a magnificent effort by Harry Prosser. We saw him come in, go in defence. He was there to roam like a linebacker in American football, find the way the ball was coming in and ensure it went no further. Forces the boundary throw in.
There will be no corridor from Glenunga from here on in. It's all boundary. I think we just heard Coach Grima yell. I'm not sure if you got it. That's Mike Killaney towards that boundary. And it was only 2.5 to go, so
2
clock will
minutes
stop.
now.
Yep,
They
down
need
to
a
2
goal soon. Prince Alfred.
It's 2 guys.
They need to just get the ball into the corridor somehow. Pull people away from the stoppage. Even if Glenunga win the stoppage, they need the ball in open play. They don't want the ball in close. It's a very hard thing to practice and drill, but that's what they need.
Yep, sorry, Phil. I'm just jumping in, and Mike Killaney takes possession, fends, and he's gone. They're going to get a clean look at an entry here, but it is very busy in there. Will they pull the kick? It's Trengove. You'd want it in his hands. He goes to the hot spot. Top of the square. Ground level. Is it Clark? This way, that way. Should have kicked it. He didn't kick it. Gets the handball out. They've gone back a long way. They eventually find Wicks, and Wicks will find Brazel. Now, Brazel has got less than 2 minutes to go. He must kick this. He must kick this.
If he does, there'll still be enough time, I reckon, from the centre bounce.
He's gone back for some reason to Golden Grove. Mate, you do not need a 40-metre run-up when there's... Anyway, if he kicks the goal, it won't matter.
Too bad for
Well, actually, you know what? It's the, I think, blood rule, and it's a serious blood rule.
Oh, my goodness.
Good bit of claret there.
Yeah, so his eyebrow's been split, and that does bleed heavily. So
I was going to say Brazel
So
was
he
taking...
couldn't even take the kick if he wanted to.
No, so that's all right, and that gives him a breather as well, so it's a big blood
which
rule.
means we've got about 1.5 minutes to play. And if he misses this, they might need to build a fence for that BNC Greater Glenunga. And they are, you can hear him from here. Surely you can hear him, because I can hear him. Brazel, the biggest kick of his year from 45. He has missed it. Near side. That, my boys, I believe, is the ball game.
That must have been close over the post, gentlemen.
All right, from the goal square, Glenunga will take as much time as they can. There's the Glenunga teammates encouraging on their feet. The kick towards that boundary line. As TJ said, nothing by the boundary. It's the Rams' friend at the moment. That's where the ball is going. Will be another stoppage. 26 minutes almost gone. It's Glenunga by 8 points.
I'm going to head out, mate. I think they've got it inside the last minute. Congratulations to Glenunga. Boys, I'll be back with some very happy interviews, no doubt. Well done to Nathan Grima and the Rams.
Nathan gives himself a moment to just get that quick
I think they know is not
drink of water for what lies ahead. Glenunga have just, they're not really showing any wish to clear it, just to keep it out of Prince Alfred's hands and wind down some seconds. They're almost starting to smile. On that bench, 26.5 gone. Glenunga 7:9:51. Prince Alfred Old Collegians 6:7:43. Davis with the tap again towards that boundary line. Another few seconds ticks over. Off hands will go again.
Not pretty football, is it, Phil? But it's great defensive structures from Glenunga. Just haven't allowed Prince Alfred to get a run on this quarter.
It's winning finals footy. Davis with another tap. Again, there's your siren and the Rams rejoice. Glenunga are grand final bound in the Adelaide Footy League Division 1 season. A hard, tough match against a very worthy opponent. But Glenunga have won their 11th in a row, and regardless of who they'll play in a fortnight's time at Norwood, will be the favourites to claim that first ever Division 1 title. Nathan Grima, Adam Silva, shake hands. TJ's getting the prizes ready, as it looks like half of the Glenunga team want to come and celebrate. They might join TJ's interview shortly. So Glenunga in the grand final. Princes will be in the prelim next week. Venue to be decided. Who will be their opponent?
Who is going to be their opponent?
Well, that is a very good question. I don't have the answer for you, but I can tell you. My computer's not working well. I'll have it for you in just a sec.
Back to this game quickly, Phil. It's deserved by Glenunga, in my opinion. The best team all year. Still got one more hurdle to climb. Prince Alfred, it's not all over for them. They'll be disappointed today because they were half a sniff in that last quarter. But they'll butter up and get a home prelim next week against an opponent who hasn't been determined yet. But Prince Alfred, like I said, they'll be disappointed, but they've got next week. And expect to see these two teams back playing in a fortnight, but strange things happen in finals, Phil, as we know.
Yeah, well, at the moment it is Peachtree Gully by 11 points. They've led throughout the second half. 16 minutes gone and Sacred Heart are going forward. So that's got a fair bit to play. We'll try and stay on air to give you that final result. Final quarter, Golden Grove leading Foss by 101 points. And at the moment, it's Payneham over Rocks by 2 points. Not sure if I can confirm if that's the... no, that's at the 25-minute mark.
Phil,
not yet over at Payneham Oval.
Phil, can you ever remember a second semi being a 100-point margin?
Oh,
SNFL local football, it's very rare. That's utter domination by Golden Grove.
Yeah. I have to think about a triple-digit one.
Foss have gone to that game looking for promotion they've been desperate for many years, and yeah, that's a big margin.
I'll tell you what, I might just look something up for you when TJ does his interviews. He's just about set. Seeing some of the highlights here of the game, thanks to Hugo's great work of clipping them live for us. But we're about ready to go down to TJ. Got himself a prize winner.
And here I am with the Archie's Award, TJ Award, thongs, the defender, the man, the sexiest man at Glenunga, Nick Wunke. What a game today.
Nick Wunke.
Oh my God. Oh, is it Nick Eager? How am I tracking? I get a little bit excited, I'm not going to lie. How's it feel?
Yeah, unreal. Look, it's a good reward, finish on top. Get to play in Webb. I think we've had a good record there this year, so one more and then we can celebrate. But yeah, job's not done.
You got a song to sing, mate. There's your Archie songs. I'm going to get you over there and get a little photo, mate. That's going to go viral. Thanks very much, mate. I'm going to throw back to Phil in the box just for a second. I'm going to grab my next 3 award winners.
Thanks for that, TJ. No real change to what's occurred here. Glenunga have won. Just getting a check of what's occurring at Shock at the moment. And it is, Shock of gold. So it's a 5-point margin, if you don't mind, at the 18-minute mark. And it's in the Sacred Heart's part of the field as well. So got to keep an eye on that after TJ has done his interviews.
Some very, very happy Glenunga players. I don't want to take much of their time. I reckon they got a song to sing. Talk us through the goal, that clutch 3-quarter goal, 3rd-quarter goal. Gee, I'm excited today. Sammy Parsons, well done.
No, I just picked it up and didn't think too much about it and put it towards the goals, and I'm just glad it went through, so yeah.
You happy, mate? I'm going to ask a stupid question. You happy?
Yeah, very happy, very excited.
Big dance, 2 weeks' time. The captain, I thought you were dead, mate. You were down. What happened down in the pocket there?
I just copped a knee, but that's all right. We'll get through it.
You've won our Moseley Bar and Grill voucher, $100. Feel free to take me for the best team player of the day. As captain of this footy club, how does it feel to get them through to a Div 1 grand final?
Yeah, it's pretty unreal. I haven't really thought about that last quarter. It was pretty spent, but I'm sure it's going to soak in. So we've got 2 weeks, but we've got 1 more to go. So, yeah, big one to come.
No worries. Let me just jump over here because, so your side in here. Well, someone had to be best on ground. Why not make it a tip rat? You went all right today, didn't you, Bowie?
Yeah, no, not too bad. I'm just glad we're through. Week off, rest of the body. Ready to crack in.
I reckon you had about 25, kicked 1, but you were just instrumental early on. You must be very happy with your own game.
Yeah, it doesn't matter about my performance. I'm just hoping that we can get over the line and get the win. We got 1 more to go, so hopefully we can get it done.
No worries. As always, Glenunga very giving their time. I'm going to let these guys go sing a song. Congratulations to Glenunga Rams, through to a Division 1 grand final. I'll throw back to Phil in the box.
Thanks so much for that, TJ. A lot happening around the Adelaide Footy League. It is all over at Payneham Oval in the Division 2 first semi-final. All over, and Payneham have won by 2 points. 9-10-64. Ross Trevor's season is done. 9-8-62. So it will be Payneham and Foss in the Division 2 preliminary final. Golden Grove, welcome to Division 1, because they have smashed the smithereens out of Foscampton up at Harpersfield. It was 101 points last time I checked. I'll get you two gentlemen to talk about the game here. I'm keeping an eye on what's happening at Shock. 21 minutes gone. Teachwick Gully lead by 4 points.
Wow, with the ball running out of defence. I'll tell you what, the Javor Footy Factory's going all right. Glenunga in the Div 1 grand final. Paynham 1 win back from Div 1. Great win for them. What a day of footy, boys. What a day. It was actually everything, I mean, not high scoring, Adam, but everything we'd hope for and more.
Oh, it's a classic final. It's sort of difficult to call, isn't it? Because there's not a lot of ball movement around the ground. There's just stoppage. You know, if we had a stat on how many stoppages there were today, there was an amazing amount. But at this time of year, it's not about pretty football. It's about effective football. And that's what Glenunga have been practicing all year. They've been doing it all year for this moment today and again in 2 weeks. So they're well drilled. When the situation arises, they know what to do. And I think if Prince Alfred do get through next week, they're going to have to come up with something to get through the Glenunga press.
I reckon, I've got a theory, we might be going live in the Glenunga rooms for what will be a crazy song. No, we don't, so I'm going to sing it. It's a grand... I saw Jimmy running down there, but never mind. Look, let's just quickly as well, let's dot the I's and cross the T's here. Goal kickers, firstly for PAC, it was 2 to Trengove. Thought he was outstanding today. Slee, what a goal that was. Wicks with 1. Ollie Clark, Tyson Brazel with 1. For Glenunga, I can hear the song from here. Michael Wonky with 2 early ones. Huey Jacira, Bo Schwartz, Lincoln Bennett, Sam Parsons and Harry Prosser. I'm not going to poo-can or poo-poo a team that's just lost, but in my opinion, I think Davis should have played.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's always easy in hindsight. It depends on how you see the game, right? I understand they haven't got a second ruck if Tozer doesn't play. I understand that. You need someone to jump up. But I look at Glenunga and go, they've got 2 sort of key position size ruckmen.
That's exactly what they got.
Not big giraffe size ruckmen. So I think that there's this obsession in football, Tommy, with hit-outs.
Yep.
And hit-outs don't win games of football. Hit-outs don't win clearances. It's what happens on the ground. So I think there was an opportunity for PAC to try something today, go small and upset Glenunga. And you could see, I know Davis isn't a crash bash type forward, but they were just crying out for somebody in their front half, weren't they?
Yep.
So it was a big call. Like I said, it's easy on the peripheries. They're inside the 4 walls. They know the situation, and young Davis might understand the situation is in. When you're a recruit and you understand that you carry points, you understand that could happen. But for mine, goal scorers are at a premium in a 7-goal to 6 game, boys.
Okay, well, I think we have got the club song. Sorry, Adam, to
That's all right.
jump in. You're making a very good point there as well. As here it comes, the grand old flag.
It's a full change room in there.
Oh, every hanger-on you've ever met will be in there. I'll be in there in a bit. To be honest, mate, I built this.
I mean, has there been a bigger moment for the Glenunga Football Club? I mean,
still to come in 2 weeks.
How does this rate compare with a Div 3, Div 2 premiership?
Well, I wasn't there for the Div 3, and Div 2 we didn't win the flag, so...
But they have over time won at those levels.
Yeah, they've won 2.
The fact that they've made a Div 1 grand final.
Great to see the kids in there, isn't it? Abe's already cracked his first.
Yes, too.
Here we go.
Good news is for Glenunga, they can celebrate to a point because they've got 2 weeks to prepare for a grand final date at Norwood Oval. In a fortnight, who will they play? Well, Teachwick Gully at gold. The margin is 10 points in favour of the Gullies.
How long to go?
24.5-minute mark.
I think the Gullies are home. It's in their forward line.
Wow.
Quick snap, running into open goal. Sorry, filling in a commentator. Is it Pistol P. Personos? Oh,
just got a bad.
It is. Pistol on the left. Oh, don't tell me. Oh, that's a dangerous point. 11 points.
A 10-point margin becomes 11.
25 minutes.
Well, the other thing, folks, is that the this game is live streamed, so you can, thanks to Filming Footy, live streaming everywhere at the moment, including dozens of grand finals around the country. Tony Neal, we set to the Eastern Air Peninsula. It's over. Teachwick Gully.
That's a massive result, guys.
For the second week in a row, have won on the road in the finals, and they have made it to a pre-league final. What a result as their fans stream across the ground. So that's it. Sacred Heart, great season. Port Final Series, they're out. Port District out. Glenunga Grand Final next week. Prince Alfred, Tea Tree Gully. I'm thinking Blake Penny, Prince Alfred Ruck. What do you do?
Ooh.
Hope Geordie Neal's back.
Nice question. What was wrong with Geordie Neal today?
He's had a workplace accident or something along those lines.
He works for the Adelaide Footy League.
I don't know. That's what I got told.
do to him?
I'm not sure. No, I don't believe it's a football injury.
So let's not go down.
I don't believe it's a football injury, so we'll have to wait and see. But we need to find out whether Tozer is suspended. I thought in the past a red card meant a 1 week suspension as well, unless they review it on the tape during the week. So, but yeah, like I said, Penny's a great player, but Tea Tree Gully have lost 11 games of football this year with him playing. So it's a different beast, a preliminary final. They played there just 2 weeks ago, didn't they? In the last round, Tea Tree Gully played at Park 9 and were competitive but lost by about 40 points. With all due respect, Tea Tree Gully, fantastic story in the finals. I expect Prince Alfred to rebound and get through. But strange things happen.
Everyone expects PAC to rebound and get through. And Tea Tree Gully love it like that. So I ran into Justin Mishotta, been corrected, last week, and he said, yeah, doubt us. They love it. So,
yeah. Alrighty, let's start to wrap things up, gentlemen. Here today it was Glenunga there. You can see by, in the end, 8 points in a game that they seem to have comfortably but never got more than, 3 goals in front. Princess certainly made a game in the third quarter. Tea Tree Gully, of course, the upset. They've won by 11 points. Golden Grove are in Div 1 after winning the Div 2 second semi by 95. And Payneham stay alive to play Foss Camden next week in the Div 2 prelim. We'll have Prince Alfred and Tea Tree Gully at a venue to be announced. Adam, final thoughts on today's huge day of Adelaide Footy League.
Yeah, big day of football. Just well done to Glenunga. They you deserve it. You don't finish top and get a home final by accident. They've been practicing a system of play all year for this moment, and they'll do it again in 2 weeks' time. They'll look to get a little bit more efficient. I think when they review the tape, got to review it like a loss. Curran, a few too many intercept marks in their back 50, but other than that, Glenunga look red hot for the premiership this year.
Thanks for that, Adam. Of course, we'll have the weekend wrap tomorrow with all the results. 6 teams are getting promoted to divisions today. We know Golden Grove's one of them. The others will find out. Next week, prelim final day, Div 1 to 6, grand final in Div 7. And of course, during the week, between the posts that will contain the very extensive Division 1 report from Tommy Jabor.
Do you know where it is on Tuesday night? It's at Park 9.
Park 9?
Yep. Be interesting.
Okay. Final thoughts for you for today?
Yeah, congratulations to Glenunga. It's a huge effort to come from where they've come from. They're in a Division 1 grand final. I still think PAC will be their opponents, and anything can happen on that day. But it was a good game of footy. Good contested game of footy. Yeah. Pleasure to call.
Congratulations to Glenunga. A huge day in the history of the Rams. Congratulations to Tea Tree Gully. The upsets keep coming. Golden Grove, Div 1 coming your way. And the Falcons of Payneham Millard Union still in the hunt. And all the other finals winners. Don't feel hurt on behalf of our crew, Adam Jeffries, Tommy Jaffor, Hugo, our producer, James and Liam on the camera, John Douglas, our boss, and of course the entire filming footy family spread far and wide across the nation this weekend. I'm saying thanks for joining us today at Webb Oval, where it was Glenunga victorious by 8 points. We'll be back with the prelim final next week. You've been watching the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.